Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Jason is talking some nonsense as usual. Welcome back. We appreciate y'all for joining the channel, joining the show today, because we got a lot of things we need to talk about relative to boxing today. But before we get into that, Jay, let's thank the people that support the channel. Nadaz Vodka, www.nadazvodka.com, the best tasting vodka that you'll find out there, African-American owned. So you guys need to go check it out. That's the play. That's the move. And then Rock Dog Interactive, if you need anything relative to website design, logo design, AI work, Rock Dog Interactive can get with you and help you out, resolve your issues. Make sure you go check them out as well. All right, Jay, let's salute the people that's in the building, because we got to do that too. Those are the people that support the channel. We got 25 people in the building, so make sure you smash the like button, because we only got 6 likes right now, so we need to make sure that we smashing the like button so people can find the content. And who we got in the building? We got my boy Jason Williams, who don't know nothing about that Pimp C, that Bun B, that real UGK. He don't know nothing about that, man. He's just a young pup. D-Town Funk, what's going on? Barbara D, salute. Who else I see? All Things Salute. Pork Chop, Band Up. Salute, salute, salute. Adrian, what's going on, Adrian? Veronica Victor, what's going on? Creole the Traveler, what's happening? Jay, let's go ahead and jump into the content, because we know that there's a lot going on in the world of boxing. And we're going to start off with Brian Norman Jr. Now, everybody knows that Brian Norman Jr. is or his father is a friend of the show. We never had the opportunity to have Brian Norman Jr. on. Although I've been to the gym while Brian Norman was there, and just destroyed his opponent. Jay, remind me what the gentleman's name was again? Sasaki?
Sasaki.
Sasaki got put into another world by Brian Norman Jr. And I saw many people out there on social media saying that this would be a closer fight. We were going to see bombs landed and things of that nature, and they made it seem like it was going to be a slugfest. And it was a slugfest, all right. It was Brian Norman throwing all the slugs and rarely receiving any in return. I thought it was a really impressive performance, Jay. We saw it in the Discord. People now kind of nudging off that position that Brian Norman wouldn't be a formidable opponent for Jaron Ennis. And speaking of the devil, he actually mentioned Jaron Ennis after the fight, saying that, what do? When the storm comes, you get your boots and run?
And you run.
So, Jay, I'm going to toss it over your way, man. What did you think about the performance of Brian Norman Jr., and does he have a legitimate chance to beat somebody like Boots in the future? Because we already know Boots is going up to 154.
Yeah. At 154, I think they'll definitely squabble. It was a hell of a performance by Norman. I appreciate him being patient in that fight. You know, he's young, but he looked like a vet in there, because he got him hurt, dropped him twice in the first round, and just chill, let the fight come to him. Didn't press nothing. You know, I was just like, I was impressed by that. You know, I was worried he's going to be a little eager. When you're eager, you can get caught. But he was chilling with it. But I'm here for that fight. I want to see him in Boots. Definitely want to go at it. You know, we know it's not happening at 147. Boots already left at 154, unfortunately, which is fine. So now we just need Norman just to go ahead and take over 147. You know, there's Barrios that mentioned in an interview that if he gets past Pacquiao, he wants to unify and all this stuff here. I don't think Barrios is going to do that. I think Barrios is just really trying to cash in, because Barrios also alluding to the fact that he might be too heavy for the weight and need to move up himself. I'm like, you haven't done much at 147, brother. Let's get it in at 147. But B Norman, he handled business like a champion there, and I'm eager to see him in his next fight. Well, I don't know who it's going to be at 147, but we know a couple of fighters that were coming up from 140. I don't think they want to deal with him no more. I don't think they want that smoke with B Norman.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next. So I've been telling people this for quite some time. You know, we actually have a relationship with Brian Norman Sr. And I actually was texting Senior right after the fight, congratulating him and basically saying that, you know, you need to continue to talk your shit. Shout out to Creole the Traveler. Hit us with the $5 AM Sports Media salute. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. I got to give you a sound effect, man. We got to at least start off with a sound effect with the first one, right? The first super chat that we get. So which one we gonna do? We gonna do this one right there. Yeah, appreciate you, fam. And so I've had the privilege, the opportunity to kind of get some behind the scenes stuff and get some explanations in terms of, some of the things that we may have seen in the past. And for me, Senior is a real dude. Like, I mean, because, again, I would never disclose anything we've ever talked about, but man, he's very candid about certain things behind the scenes. That's why I feel pretty confident in saying that I don't ever believe that it was Jaron Ennis' fault or Brian Norman Jr.'s fault necessarily. I just think that the business of boxing ended up playing out with that, and that's the reason why they haven't fought. But skill-wise, I've always thought Brian Norman Jr. would be definitely a challenge towards Boots. I'm gonna tell you something. When I saw Brian Norman Jr. in person, he's deceptively big. Like, I was surprised, because when I saw him, he had on like this little hoodie, and I saw his face, but I didn't quite make it out. And I was walking in, you're like, yeah, you saw B out there. I was talking to Brian Norman Sr. He's like, you saw B out there. Oh, I was like, yo, that was B? Yo, he looked a lot bigger than what I thought he was. I've never seen Boots in person, so I'm assuming Boots is probably big as well. But Brian Norman looked a lot more rangy and a bigger guy than what I thought. So, I think it's going to be a challenging fight. I don't think we should expect to see that fight anytime soon. I think we'll see that fight probably in at most, or at least, I would say probably 24 months. So, salute to Brian Norman Jr., Brian Norman Sr. I thought it was a great fight. And I just look forward to what they're going to do next. What were you about to say?
No, it's going to be a minute before they fight because it's going to be at 154.
Yeah.
B Norman going to be around at 147, but I think it'll be a good fight. But Boots brings some things that Norman doesn't bring to the table.
What 2 Cent mean when she say I'm bouncing? What that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, my back and forth? Maybe it's skill-wise.
Man, and Boots.
So, man, I talked to y'all in the Discord the other day about Boots and the skill set. I think Boots is a really, really good fighter. I need to still see more. And I feel like you guys are already talking like Boots is the next coming of Floyd or something. I mean, he's good, but I need to see more from Boots. I'm not convinced that he's that yet. It is what it is. And some of you guys are, and that's why you think this fight can't even be competitive. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Jay, anything else you want to say about that? Because man, we got Philadelphia in the building today, man. I think 2 Cent might be from Philadelphia.
No, I respect Boots. I've always liked Boots. I just wonder how that would happen with him and Boots fighting. It'll be an interesting fight. Boots can't get hit too often, not against someone that can crack. Boots can take it from other guys, but Norman be throwing them things. So that'd be interesting. But Boots is different as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Boots different. I think he's a good fighter, man. That's I don't know why that's taboo to say. Like, you can't say a fighter in your mind is a good fighter. You got to say that he is amazing. And I think Boots is a good fighter. I think he's a good fighter. I think how he's been rated so far is here. And from right now, what I see is he's about here. Not to say that he's bad or anything like that, but not Johnson bouncing. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe I missed a message or something. I don't know what these folks talking about here. What are they talking about? Anyway, let me keep on moving, man. So again, I like Boots. I think he's a great young fighter. I just want to see more. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Jay, you think there's anything wrong with that, or you?
Do you want to see more in Norman as well? The same critique you give Boots. Do you want to see? You need to see more and more Norman.
Yes. But nobody's ranking. The difference is nobody's ranking Norman here, and Norman's falling here. Nobody's doing
because of the hype about around Boots saying he's the boogie.
Yes,
the boogeyman.
like they are presenting him as somebody that his skill set is so high here that Brian Norman is down here somewhere. You can't touch him. I don't know if his skill set is this high because I've seen him get hit. I've seen some things that I felt were gaps, and I get that they say the better the opponent, the more you're going to show. But I'm gonna tell you something. This is my personal opinion, and I've seen this in life as well as sports. You have a baseline level, and it doesn't matter how high somebody is. You have a baseline level of performance. So somebody that's at a lower level, right? They still wouldn't be able to connect with certain punches on you because you're at a baseline level. And then as you get to a certain point and somebody's at this level, then what you'll do is you'll raise your level even higher once you get in the ring with somebody better and higher, and you'll see more skills and those types of things. I just feel like there's been too often that Boots should be here, the opponent should be here, but it feels like the opponent is much closer because they're landing stuff that they shouldn't. So that's how I'm describing it. That's it. So when you try to turn it back to be about Brian Norman, for me, that doesn't really even matter because Brian Norman isn't being ranked way up here.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, they just saying you've been bouncing on
Adrian Villanova with the 499. Hey, listen, you some bitches ain't gonna be talking about no Johnson bouncing out here now. So because I have a relationship with Brian Norman Sr. and because I rock with them because they rock with us, that's Johnson bouncing? How? And it's not like I'm sitting up there talking about Brian Norman is going to absolutely just beat Boots up. But what I'm saying is that, and I've been saying this, Jay, my position on Boots has never changed. It's been the same. People just don't listen.
Not on Boots. They just talking about the way talking about Norman has not been interjected. There's one thing about Boots, but now Norman's been interjected, and
What about it?
You say you bouncing on him, man.
So by saying it's a competitive fight, I'm bouncing. Maybe you the one who bouncing. Maybe you the one who's sitting up there 2 Cent riding. No, I'm talking about 2 Cent. Maybe that's 2 Cent who get her cheeks clapped. What is it? Verbervial. Why can't I say that word right now? Proverbial. Her proverbial cheeks clapped. I'm talking about hypothetically by Jaron Ennis. Come on, 2 Cent. Y'all ain't gonna be trying me like that. Ain't no balls clapping here. I ain't doing none of that. That don't work here.
Today is Johnson bouncing. Last week was me eating or whatever it was. God dang it, boy.
Hey, La Jessica. There go my boo.
She wants to hear to you with Johnson bouncing, man.
I'm not doing any of that. I don't know what these folks talking about. Hey, I can have a different opinion without what they call it, Johnson bouncing, meat hugging, meat eating, and every other phrase you guys got out there. I've never seen Boots like that. I've always been like that. I've never seen him like that. So I think it's a competitive fight. What's wrong with saying it's a competitive fight, Jay? Do you think it's a competitive fight?
Just keep it going. Just go.
Hey, man, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, man. Because I thought 2 Cent was my girl, but she came on here and slaughtered her boy. Damn, 2 Cent. I thought we were better than that. All right. So currently we got 91 people in the building with only 20 likes. So make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you're engaging. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing related content. So make sure you become a subscriber. Subscribers, think about becoming members, $2.99 a month. It helps the channel. It helps us bring you this content. And we appreciate you all. Thank you. Jay, where are we going from here? Two Cent told her she got to keep it a stack. Come on, man. 2 Cent, you doing some bouncing yourself on Jaron Ennis. I'm just saying. You bouncing too. Or not even two, because I'm not. Anyway, Jay, where were we going?
I don't know. What's on the list? What was next?
Okay. We're going there. We're going to transition to old Devin Haney.
Yeah, may as well stay with you bouncing on Norman. Because it's kind of relative towards that.
Hey, Jay, two Cent say I'm out there doing this. Come on. Balls clapping. That's what 2 Cent said I'm doing. Wow. All right. So Devin Haney, leading up to the fight, he mentioned that he felt that Brian Norman Jr. was ass, right? And my total ass. Here for Boxing just hit us up with $1.99 hate for the hater Greg. Jason, what up? All right. They always say I'm hey man, what's going on with you here for Boxing? But all right. So Devin Haney made this comment, right? And my thing is if the guy's ass, you don't have anybody to fight right now. He doesn't have anybody to fight. Ryan seems like a dead end for you. T.O. pulled out, right? Should I say pause after that? So, yeah, pause. So, you know what, man? That's juvenile. I'm not going to do that. T.O. pulled out of the fight. We know what that means. All right. So Devin Haney now has just space and opportunity. I mean, they're always talking about, and don't get me, I don't want to take credit away from Devin Haney because I actually do feel that Devin is one of the fighters that is more willing to fight than others. But I've seen some instances where it didn't feel like that was always the case, right? So if that is the case, truly the case, because I'll fight, they say everything, but let's fight. Then why don't you go get at Brian Norman? Like I would love to see that fight.
That little hook.
And now all the people that are Jaron Ennis fans in the chat right now, I would ask, a matter of fact, no, I'm just gonna put up the poll. I'm just gonna put up a poll right now because I think that's the right thing to do. I'm gonna start this poll.
Hey, but you know what's
funny
about
who do you think?
What he said about Norman? Their post after that knockout, he's like, "Damn, maybe Brian ain't so ass. He ain't messing with Norman."
Oh, I didn't see him do that, but I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
shouldn't have said that to begin with.
He ain't gonna do that.
I would love to see that. Fight. I think that's a good fight for both guys.
Terrence, best videos. What's happening, man?
Terrence, what's happening with you, man? there he is. Terrence, best damn video. He gonna come in and talk something crazy today.
I respect the belts. He said, "I'm a Dev guy, but no Norman Dev, please."
He said what?
He don't want that. That. He said, I'm a Dev guy, but no Norman Dev, please.
Devin doesn't have the power.
For getting up. I give Dev for getting up those times against Ryan, but yeah, Norman hurt him with both hands.
He ain't getting up like that from B Norm the Storm. Yeah.
Hey, Two said, "See what the shit did you start this guy?" See what you started with?
Hey man, I'm not sensitive, bro. I can laugh at myself. I would like to see that fight. It looks like right now, it's 70-30, Norman versus Haney. Who do you want to win? And or who do you believe would win? And I would agree with the people that are in the chat. I just don't see Devin Haney having much of a chance against Brian Norman.
Hey.
When you talk about skill set and power and all that. Yeah.
Bro, all things talking about Norman made Sasaki on him. Oh man. Hey, here for Boxing, we know it's more than just power. We know that. And Norman got some skills now. Don't act like Norman just straight up power.
That's right. LaJessica is in Atlanta. Man, LaJessica, you and I, we need to meet someday, man. Grab some coffee or something. And just talk boxing. Right, Jay? I think we need to do that, LaJessica. Something, man. Go hang out. Something. Anyway, um, Jay, anything else we want to cover on this particular topic? Because I think I know what the people are here for. They want to talk about some of this other stuff that's going on, and we're gonna get there. But anything else we want to talk about with this one?
Nah. Hey, if y'all in Discord, there's a viral picture of Bill Haney with that that sugar booger.
Say what?
It's
You're
on
kidding?
Twitter as well. Y'all check that out.
Hold
Nah,
on.
someone did a turn it to me. I put it in the
Oh,
Discord.
I see what I see
Put
what
the
you're talking
Discord
about.
in the form, Greg.
All right, man, it's always hard for me to get the link now, man. I don't know what. Let me see. It acts
Yeah.
weird now.
I just want to see Dev against someone else, not someone like Brian Norman yet. I need to see him get back in the ring. There it go, GM. Put it in there. Appreciate you, GM.
Yeah, but that's not real, right? That's just like some kind of.
Nah, that's not
I
real.
thought.
That's not real. That shit is hilarious when I saw it on Twitter, man. Whoa, boy. What we got there, Greg? What's next on there?
Man, let's go ahead and skip and get to this. And I know some people want to talk about this whole Canelo Terence Crawford thing. I think there's a lot to cover there, man. That I want to get off my chest, and I know you want to get off your chest. So let's go ahead and jump there. We did a video. This video was what, Jay, about, I don't know, maybe about an hour or so ago.
Yeah.
And the first thing I would like to talk about, rather, let's go ahead and go there, is the fact that Canelo Alvarez basically petitioned Turkey Al-Sheikh for the opportunity, pressure, if you will, for the opportunity to fight Terence Crawford in a smaller ring. So that tells me that, number one, that's not something that they had already agreed on. So this whole 20 by 20 and 18 by 18, whatever, that's not going to happen for this particular fight. And two, Canelo wanted to apply that pressure, right? So he wanted to apply pressure to Turkey Al-Sheikh and have Turkey Al-Sheikh maybe fold. But not only that, kind of put some pressure on Terence Crawford to not move and not be a quote unquote runner. And I thought it was interesting, man, because I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, man, people are going to interpret this thing in a couple of different ways, Jay. You could interpret it that he's being slick and trying to get every advantage possible against Terence Crawford, or you could interpret it as Canelo Alvarez. You got all these advantages, and you got a guy that's moving up 3 weight classes, and you want to get another advantage. What are you concerned about? Obviously, there's some concern there in some regard, Jay. So, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you feel similar?
Say that again now. I was getting.
I was saying, what are your thoughts on Canelo Alvarez and the situation that occurred today?
Oh, standard operating practices by Canelo. Canelo always looking for the advantage, man. He always gonna do that. That's why he selects certain fighters to fight. He want to make sure he has some type of advantage on him and avoid other fighters that he feel may be a threat to him, a la David Benvidez. So yeah, he would go for a smaller ring, but to some things I allude to in the video, that's not even Crawford's style to have to run around anything like that. Canelo definitely wants you in a pretty much a slugfest because that's what he feels like that works best for him. So he can sit there and do counter punching and have you right there for him. He gonna counter punch you. He gonna hit you in your hips, hit you in your shoulders. But that's just what Canelo does, man. He's the A side, so he's gonna have every advantage out there. He's gonna allow, even Buddy said, "Oh, I don't want to have a rehydration clause." Canelo like, "F that. I'm the A side. I want no rehydration clause. I want a small ring. I'm gonna pick your gloves. I'm gonna do everything. Works best for him." So that's just what Canelo does. That's how he moves. Point blank, period.
Hey, man, number one, I'm tired of the motherfucking Canelo Alvarez slander. Let's get that started right there. You have gone. Okay.
David Benvidez,
All right.
he's a dub.
All right. Let's get back on topic. So, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. So we got that request, right? Man, Jay, I like to see guys stand next to each other. I like to see how guys look at each other. I like to see all those things. I like to see what a guy looks like when he's coming in to the weigh-in. Does he look, sunken in, drawn in, and all those stuff? Those are all things that play out to me, and I like to try to, figure out body language. Man, something was off today. Something was off with Canelo Alvarez. And I don't know if I saw it in the first press conference, but Canelo just to me doesn't seem all that confident, Jay. Like the confidence that I've seen from Canelo in the past, it doesn't seem to be there. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing or like Terence, because when I look at both of these two individuals, both of them seem to be acting out of character, right? Terence Crawford is not a shit talker, yet he's talking shit. Canelo Alvarez, when the shit is being talked to him, he seems to be out of sort. And I don't know if he's not expecting it or whatever. If this is not a part of the script, I don't know what the fuck is going on. But Terence Crawford seems out of character. Canelo Alvarez seems out of character. And the out of character that I'm seeing from Canelo Alvarez, I don't like, man. I want to see Canelo Alvarez very confident and ready to do what it is he needs to do in the ring. What?
You want to compare Caleb Plant Canelo?
Yes. I want to see a substantial amount of confidence, and I'm not currently seeing it. So that's my issue.
5 fights ago.
That's like what?
That's like 5 fights ago, it seems like.
In what sense? Explain.
How many times that's how long it's been since he fought Caleb, wasn't it? He's fought 5.
Yeah, but are you saying that he looks different now?
No, I mean, remember they're talking about the whole respect thing. That's how you get a fight with Canelo. You gotta be respectful. You gotta be all blah 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 blah.
Crawford was respectful until he got the fight. But Crawford is talking in a way, bro, that I've never. Crawford is talking about it ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna go up all side your head. Da 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 da. That ain't never really been Crawford. So I'm like, that's out of character. And then I wonder if Canelo is processing it and whether it's out of character or it's like, okay, everybody's been spooked before they even got into the ring with me. Why isn't this guy it feels like this guy is, being spooked? And then when you think about Terence Crawford is trying to play a game where he's trying to, in my opinion, show him that he's different. Right? We'll talk to that a little bit as well. But it's off to me, man. It's off to me. And I'm gonna be honest, right now, I don't like Canelo's energy. I don't like it, Jay. I'm not happy with his energy.
I mean, I get you want Canelo, pretty much pulling the stunts he did against.
I just want him to respond.
Press conference like he did Plant.
I just want him to respond. I just want him to respond in general. Period. I just want him to respond. That's it. Like, yeah. Terence Crawford said he's gonna beat his ass, and Canelo is saying, "I'm going to win, and we'll see how everything goes." No, dude.
You want to be like, motherfucker. That's what you want. That's what you want.
I want you to be like, you still being respectful, and he being disrespectful. Like,
terrible fighter. That's what you want.
Like I'm like you sitting up here talking like, no, dude, I'm gonna bust your ass. Like, no, you too little. I'm gonna beat your ass. I want to hear that. Like Terence Crawford talking about he gonna go upside your head. And I'm gonna tell you something. Terence Crawford talk skills, they suck. Like it wasn't funny. It didn't really land hard.
I mean, to me, after they had that little crazy behind dinner with each other, all being just sitting right, and all the interviews sitting right next to each other, just being like chummy with the Pierce Morgan stuff, and then this it kind of went out of left field, came out of left field to me, but that didn't. Bud doing that and Canelo responding, I don't think Canelo is any less confident.
Why?
I don't, because he talked down to the fight early on. Remember, he's like, they make weight classes for a reason. I get
but I get that. But now you got a guy in your face, all up in your face, trying to push you, and we'll talk about that in a second. But talk about he gonna beat your ass and all that other stuff. Did he do that? Did he not do that? Like, what did he do with Caleb Plant? Did he not respond to Caleb Plant? Like, I'm sure there was other people that talk. Berlanga was talking, right?
But he didn't respond to Berlanga neither, really. And him and McGill, he helped
Yeah,
McGill up
but
from falling when
I
he was
mean,
fighting McGill. So
I'm looking at facial. I'm looking at facial expressions. I'm looking at whether you got your glasses on. You don't want people to see your eyes. You I don't know, man. I'm looking at his facial expression. And I'm like, it looks perplexed to me.
yeah, I mean, Adrian got a point. They said Canelo English ain't that good to talk shit back. So who knows what the reason was why he didn't respond. Bud was trying to get a rile out of him, but Bud just talking this shit a little bit. It
Called a
wasn't
man.
Bud
Called a
sound like
man big head. He got a big head. And,
sound like something a little seven. Sound like his son would say to somebody.
yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Now, I did post a picture of Canelo Alvarez next to Terence Crawford, and I did refer to Canelo Alvarez as a blockhead red-nosed pit bull next to a greyhound. So he got a head on him. But that should be something that's concerning. Man, Canelo got the head of a 240-pound man. Terence Crawford still got the head of a guy that's 130-some pounds. All you gotta do is look at their head and tell who's the bigger man. You know what I'm saying? Bone structure and all that stuff. Come on, man. We gotta stop with all this Paul stuff, man. We grown ass men. Damn it.
You said that shit, man. That shit I don't give a damn, pause or not. That shit sounded bad all the way. The way you put that sentence together was wrong.
Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
But continue.
Man. I don't think I was talking.
But no, I mean, for me, it wasn't much of anything on that shit there. It wasn't that much of it. That the push was weak as well. It's just they're just trying to build up some more beat, build up something because it was bad talking about the first press conference. Because people want to see them being a little bit not necessarily you don't have to cuss the other person out, but you can't be just like sitting right next to the person that you about to go fight. So it just wasn't that good.
So let's get into the next part of it because I think this kind of leading into what you were talking about. They almost had the brawl. Terence Crawford walked up to Canelo. I guess he was trying to show Canelo that he can move him backwards. Maybe that's a part of his plan for the fight. Maybe it's not. I'm gonna let you kick it off. Did you feel like that whole stunt? Because there's some people, man, I just feel like they're basically talking like that was WWE.
It was a little bit because you saw Bud coming up, he was just putting his chest on Canelo's chest, and Canelo, he kind of pushed Canelo back a little bit. Canelo gave him a little shove. It wasn't nothing crazy though. It wasn't nothing crazy. Like two kids at a playground acting like they gonna fight each other chest to chest. It wasn't nothing special to me. So people can make big of it. Like I saw a lot of content creators say, "Oh my gosh, Canelo, this explosive confrontation with shoves Crawford." I'm like, it wasn't even that much. It wasn't a big deal. But at the end of it, Canelo just is looking out talking about, just doing like that to him at the end of the whole ordeal. But I don't get nothing out of it.
So didn't mean that.
Nope. I mean, look, just like Tonovich said, a little like that was a lot of WWE fake ash-ish. So, I mean,
man, this is a live stream. We already on here. Shit. So when Terence Crawford initially started walking up to him and they put the chest, I was like, Canelo, slap that fool, man. Slap him just like you did Caleb. Slap that fool. He didn't slap him. To me, he looked surprised. My personal opinion, if it's some WWE stuff going on, I don't think it's on Canelo's side. He looks genuinely confused when some of this stuff is happening. Terence Crawford walking up to him, man, and I don't know what he was trying to, like, why not just push the guy or put your head into him? You usually don't walk up. Jay, you don't walk up to somebody like this. So if if you don't usually walk up to someone like that, I don't even understand what he was trying to do. Canelo was confused. He was like, man, what are you trying to do? Rub pelvises?
The thing is, I'm not going to say this is all on Bud. For some fact is, Canelo was the one that was asked about if he was going to make an appearance on WWE, not Bud. Bud's already been on WWE. So it's Canelo's turn now. So it's both. It's both. It's not all on Bud in that regard.
So, but back to what I was saying. I still feel like, at the end of the day, Terence Crawford is acting out of character. And I don't know if it's to really sell Canelo on the fact that he feels that he can beat Canelo, or is it a situation where he's acting out of character because he's trying to hype up a show? And it doesn't. I guess it really doesn't matter either one. He's just completely out of character. And Canelo is, I just don't like how Canelo's talking, bruh. I don't know if this is because I'm from Florida or what.
He ain't from Florida. He ain't from Florida, bruh.
Yeah, come on, man. But I'm looking at his facial expressions too, man. He like this. Like,
he was
come
like
on, man.
Until then, once the shades are off after the push, then they're having the hold me back type deal. He had a different look when he was looking at Bud at the end of the first.
Yeah, that's because everybody was between them. I don't like the way he looking, man.
There was one between them.
I don't care, man. A little
NBA type of fight.
A little dude coming up to me like that, man, I'm gonna put a little dude like that in the dirt, man. And I wouldn't have any kind of concerns about putting
the bag on that. You ain't gonna get the bag for that. You ain't
gonna no. I get it. I get it. I'm just talking about whether or not he's like Terence Crawford is talking in 100% absolutes, right? And Canelo Alvarez is yes. And Canelo Alvarez is talking. We'll see how things go. Now he's saying he's gonna win, but he
was on that,
huh?
Yeah. He was back and forth on that. He's like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna. It's not gonna happen. Turkey's gonna be mad. Remember, he just said the other day, "Oh, Turkey, you're gonna be so mad that night."
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. So with Canelo, I lost my train of thought. I can't remember where I was about to go. I was talking about Terence Crawford and him being way out of sorts. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Either way it goes, though, for me, I don't like the body language from Canelo Alvarez. My preference would be for him to really demonstrate. Oh, that's what we were talking about. The fact that Terence Crawford is talking to absolutes and Canelo Alvarez is not. He needs to talk more in absolutes, man, to show me that he has that confidence. And a guy that's coming up, moving up 3 weight classes, that's somebody I would know that I'm putting in the dirt. Like Band Up, I don't care if Band Up moves up, to my weight class, my size. Band Up is a little dude. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put Band Up in the dirt. Band Up going right into the dirt, right? That's what I'm talking about. So that's how Canelo should be approaching it. And he should be stating that, dude, you're a little dude. I'm going to put you into the dirt. On the flip side of that, you got 10. Huh?
That'll come later. Guarantee it.
I hope so. And the flip side of that, Terence Crawford, he's talking today in absolutes. This nigga's talking like he's fighting Errol Spence. Am I lying?
But he's supposed to. I'm not surprised at that.
I ain't never heard Terence Crawford talk like that outside of. He wasn't even really talking like that. Well, he didn't even start talking like that about Spence. Yeah, until Spence said something.
But think about it. Someone got to say something, though. Someone got to say something. And think about it. Also, Bud came in there and he got booed. He got booed when he came in there.
Yeah.
So that put him on 10 already. So that's why he was just like, y'all going to be crying. Wah. That's why he was doing all those extra theatrics. Because he was playing to the crowd. He started playing to the crowd in his own way.
Hey, bro. Shelton Moore say, I do respect the fact that you two hating ass niggas still hating.
And we hate you too, Shelton.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay. All right.
We hate you too.
I'm not hating on Terence Crawford, man. I'm telling y'all that I see, it feels like to me, Terence Crawford is kind of giving Canelo Alvarez something that there's been statements put out there that Canelo Alvarez beats people before they even get into the ring, and that's because of the mystique of Canelo Alvarez. And maybe Terence Crawford is doing something, and this is a part of his strategy, where he's breaking the mystique of Canelo Alvarez right in front of Canelo to make sure that he understands that he's not special. And maybe when you've walked in the ring, I mean, listen, Mike Tyson talks about this. Like, all of a sudden, when you stood up to the bully is now intimidated. I'm not saying that he's 100% intimidated, but what I am saying is that maybe the fact that there's no mystique around himself as it relates to Terence Crawford may have him off his square. I think that's possible.
I think you're overlooking. I think you're looking too deep into it.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm spooked by what happened to Errol Spence. I don't want to see that shit again. I want to see Terence Crawford put in the dirt. So I got to take every precaution. Now, I'm telling you, conventional wisdom would make you believe, would have you thinking. Conventional wisdom would suggest that Terence Crawford will meet the dirt on September 13th at a stadium other than Allegiant. That might be an inside joke, Jay. I don't know if other people know about that. That fight will not be at that stadium. It won't be at that stadium.
Just call him.
Yeah, all you gotta do is call him. But anyway, what was I saying, man? Damn, I'm losing my train of thought today. Anyway, oh yeah, I was talking about Errol Spence. Yeah, I don't want to see that again, bro. Like Terence Crawford, I got to take every precaution. Now, before you and I talked about this, Jay, if you look at conventional wisdom and you take away our affinity for Errol Spence, we probably would have been firmly picking Terence Crawford, right?
But don't forget this, Greg. Don't forget this. Also, if it weren't for just an affinity for Spence, but also the headaches of people like Pork Chop and Fabrizio.
Yeah, no. I get it. I get it. I lost my train of thought again.
My bad.
I forget where I was going. Anyway, this is a bad day for me to be trying to remember stuff. My memory is off today, and I don't know why. Anyway, man, we're gonna go ahead and no, go ahead.
With the Bud Canelo thing, people like Pork Chop Fabrizio make me want to see Bud lose. But y'all know I can't stand Canelo. So I'm gonna either way, I'm gonna be okay in a sense if Bud get put in the dirt or Canelo get put in the dirt. Because I can't stand with Canelo moving.
No, not me. I solely want to see Terence Crawford go firmly into the dirt. I want to see him folded up and placed firmly into the dirt. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see now Canelo can get knocked out in the next fight. I'm happy with that, but no, I want to see Crawford lose because of his fans. Yeah. But yeah, Jay, I'm taking all the precautions as it relates to Terence Crawford this fight. Oh, no, I was talking about the reason why we were picking Terence Crawford or we were picking Errol Spence. So at the end of the day, we would have, we had it a 50-50 fight. Mm-hmm. But even in the video, the breakdown, Jay, what was I saying in the breakdown of the video? That this fight, like Errol Spence was going to have to go through fire to beat Terence Crawford. Because I knew all the counterpunching and all that stuff right there. So my thought was, I don't want to see that happen again. I want to make sure that I am very cautious in the way that I approach it. But back then, conventional wisdom would have suggested that Errol Spence lose. Today, quite frankly, conventional wisdom should dictate that Terence Crawford loses. But I'm going to be a little bit more cautious this time. And so now I'm analyzing everything. And maybe I'm overanalyzing, Jay. I have no idea. Maybe I'm going too far. Maybe my analysis is going too deep. Maybe... Was that no, that's not a pause. Yeah, my analysis is going too deep. Yeah. So I just feel like, we've had a couple of people that gave us some money that I didn't see. Shout out to Gregory Quattlebaum, gave us the $2, I think, and then Pork Chop with the $1.99. Appreciate y'all. All I'm just not. I'm going to be cautious, Jay. I have to be cautious these days with Terence Crawford. I think these guys they do research on fighters for 5 years, and they have learned from Bob Arum in the school of Top Rank and picking your opponents at absolutely the right time. And so maybe they heard about something that happened in Canelo camp where he hurt or something like that, or he has spleen surgery and could never move to his right the same way again. And now that they now they ready to fight him. I don't know, but I got to be a little bit more cautious as it relates to Terence Crawford in this particular fight. That makes sense?
Yeah, I hear you on that. Shit, that shit passed on me. Now I was about to say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit.
Good. Stop interrupting me so I can remember.
Fuck you.
Some days I just have a bad day remembering. I don't know why. So, today we're going to go with the link instead of we might open up the phone lines later. I don't know. But today we're going to start off with the link. So this is the link. If you want to join us as in panel style, let's go ahead and make it happen. Feel free to join the Discord as well. I can repin that. But right now I'm going to pin the link to join the panel in the chat. Have some of you fine folks come on and talk to us. What's going on? Let us know, man, if you ready to see somebody might have had already tried to join the live call. I don't know. But right now we're not doing that. We're not doing no live calls. All we're doing is the panel right now. And we're waiting for y'all folks to call in. Let us know. And we're gonna keep talking, Jay. Hold on, I need to wipe my glasses.
Someone that says something. You got all the people on that gave. What's up, Greg?
What's going on?
How you been?
How's everything going with you, Greg? Quaddle bomb.
I'm good. Let me fix this. Something I didn't do that I should have done. Let me fix this. Can y'all hear me correctly now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what's going on, man? You saw the press conference today?
I caught a glimpse of it.
And your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
What y'all have to understand about Terence, that's really who he is. You just don't see it. See, certain fighters that I favor, I really study their nuances, their habits inside and outside the ring. For the first time, this is my opinion, and for what I've studied, everybody that Terence Crawford has ever fought, they've been in the ring with Terence. He wasn't in the ring with them. For the first time, he's in the ring with somebody, which is Canelo. So it's a reverse there. So he has to show more of himself than he's ever shown before. He's not a real talker, but Terence is always on 10. He ain't scared of anyone. He will get in your face if he's put in that position. And now he's in this position where Canelo has to realize he don't care who he is. He gonna get on you. Now, in order for him to win, because this is the first time I'm not saying Terence is going to win. Everybody else that Terence fought, I've said he's going to win. I mean, I gave Spence almost zero chance of winning if you look back at some of the videos, some of the panels I've been on. But with this fight, Terence's history of being 100% prepared for a lot of the things that he would expect Canelo to do, he's doing that. But he'll have to use a lot of intelligence. He'll have to be very smart, because I believe if he's to beat Canelo, it's going to be because he's going to outsmart him. He's not going to outmuscle him. I don't see no knockout. And he doesn't have to hurt him. He just has to keep touching him and get out of the way. I expect for him to make Canelo turn a lot. I expect for him to counterpunch Canelo and not stand in unless he has to. I expect him to make Canelo follow him more so than him following Canelo, because Canelo gonna come after him, because Canelo gets frustrated with boxers and he's gonna make 1, 2, maybe 3 mistakes. But unlike the other smaller guys who haven't outboxed Canelo before, and then Canelo gets in the kill shot, it's going to be much harder for Canelo to get to Terence, because Terence is a much, much better boxer than all of the previous guys. I would say when he was younger, Mayweather, of course, was much more talented, and Bevo was also a better boxer, but he was also bigger. Although he got his arms hurt, redded up a lot with Canelo. But I think what you're not used to seeing Terrence talking. He's not good at that. And so that's what you said is absolutely correct. I've been saying that. Sometimes you just need to be quiet. But because the situation's a little different of who Canelo is, he has to let Canelo know, oh, it's in me. And that's one of the things he's doing. And of course, I'm sure it's hyping up the fight a little bit because it hasn't had a lot of promotion, in my opinion. We've had, I've been on panels, I've seen people talking, but we haven't seen the promotion from Turkey Al Sheikh. We're starting just to see it now, but this fight should be huge if they put the right type of money and time into it. And right now, this going to dinner and being diplomatic and all that kind of stuff doesn't make for a great fight. Although Turkey's saying he want to see blood, he wants the ring smaller, he doesn't want the Tom and Jerry fights. That's great because he wants to see blood and guts. He wants to see somebody carried out of the ring and all that kind of stuff. And today's fighters aren't built that way. With the exception, Canelo got a little bit of in him, and so does Terrence, which is why older fighters from a time gone by identify more with Terrence than any of the other fighters of the day. He got that meanness in him. He will get in there and fight. You hurt him, he gonna try to hurt you. He has all of that. That's part of who he is. So I just told you how I see the fight. Terrence has to be very smart. Has to I believe he can outbox Canelo possibly for the entire 12 rounds, but he'll have to do all of these things in his preparation. There can't be any slip-ups. Everything has to be done well for him to go in and have the kind of strategy that he'll need. I look at it like the two fights that Ray had. When Ray, and people will debate me on that, when he outsmarted Hagler. He never hurt Hagler in that fight, but he outsmarted him because he got in his head before they ever got in the ring. And the other fight was when he went up to 175 to fight Donnie Lalonde. Now, Donnie Lalonde pieced Ray up the first half of the fight, but that's when he had Ray dug down, and you saw how mean and determined he could be, and then he took Donnie Lalonde out. If Terrence has those attributes in him to do that, does Canelo have a little bit more to show it's not going to be enough? Probably. But we'll see if he's able to do it. And that's how I see that fight going at this particular time. But the press conference, okay, I wouldn't have mind them doing a little shoving and push as long as nobody hit each other and ruin the fight. But that's what that really was. Terrence is letting you see there is some of that in him, and you saw a little bit of it this time.
Yeah, so my thing is I don't want to see anybody, do anything to lose the bag. The only contact I would have liked is for Canelo to slap him and then, immediately retreat backwards. That would have worked well for me. Let's start. I want to go to Sheldon Moore. He said these two hating ass niggas are still hating. What's up, Sheldon?
Well, I gotta be like
What's
that.
up, man, brothers? How y'all doing, man? What's
You're
happening
doing
with
well.
y'all?
How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. You two hating ass niggas are still hating. That's good. I like that. I like that because y'all giving this red-headed fire plug way too much credit, man. He's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fighter. He's very good. Don't get me wrong, but he's never fought anybody. Well, he did. He fought somebody kind of like similar to Crawford way back in the day when he fought Mayweather. But everybody else he's fought ain't been nothing like this dude. This dude gonna give him a boxing lesson, man. This dude is slow. He's not the same guy he was 5-6 years ago. He's not the same. As a matter of fact, he hasn't been the same since the Bivol fight, in my opinion. Since that Bivol loss, he hasn't been the same. And I think Crawford has one. All great fighters have one left in the tank. I think this is Crawford's one. Now, I think after this, Crawford will probably be best suited to retire after this fight. But I think he got one fight left, and I think this is it.
Let me ask you this. If you feel that Terence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez is not the same fighter he was since the Bivol fight, should Terence Crawford get full credit for the win?
Well, y'all not gonna give him full credit, win or lose. So, I think he gets a full credit. But if he wins, you gonna say Canelo was old and past it. If he loses, you gonna say Crawford wasn't shit. That he just got lucky against Spence. So either way, you're gonna shit on him.
Yes,
But yeah,
that's correct.
Nah,
Yeah, that's correct. No, he's pretty much correct.
nah, can't be a full shit, man. Come on, man. Can't be a full, man. Nah, check
Hey.
it out. So what did Bud, how did Bud look against Madrimov though? Bud didn't look like the same Madrimov that fought Spence. But
this ain't Madrimov, Jason. This ain't Madrimov.
And Canelo ain't anyone else that he's fought.
Exactly. This is a totally different fight.
I don't like Canelo. I don't like Canelo at all. Now, if you look
I know
into
you don't. I know that Jason. I do know about you. I know you hate Canelo. I know that about you, Jason.
Hey, Greg.
But be that as it may, see that's the problem we have, and Greg can echo me on this. Greg, Mr. Quattlebaum can echo me on that's the problem we have with today's fighters, and some, not all, but some of today's fight fans. Just because one guy can do it, don't mean the other guy can do it.
Right.
Facts. But you mentioned,
you talking about, well, he did this and he did that and he did this to you and he did that and what's the oh well you got hurt by what's the little dude name?
Gamboa.
The little dude at 135.
Gamboa.
You got hurt by Gamboa. Yeah, but can you do it?
Yep, you got to think.
He did it. Can you do it? You can't do it.
We'll see.
So I don't care what Madrimov did. I don't care what Madrimov did. Can you do it?
Hey,
we'll
Greg,
see. Yeah.
When you said he had just said something now. I'm getting like you now. Now I'm I forgot. I lost my train.
Greg got a virus. That's why he's spreading that shit.
Shut your monkey ass up.
It'll come back to me.
All right. When it comes back, Gregory, let us know. Golden, what's going on with you, fam?
What's going on, Greg?
Hey,
chilling, man.
No, what Shelton? What's going on, man?
Mr. Golden, my man, what's happening, bro?
No, man, long time, my brother.
Boy.
Yeah, sometimes real life show up, man. Real life show up. You gotta handle your business.
I understand. I see
Hey,
Greg
man.
still on the hate train with Bud.
Oh, here we go. This is a Buddy Fest, huh? It's a Buddy Fest.
Listen, the only thing me and Greg got in common is Brian Norman. Other than that, ain't nothing else. I have to represent the ATL. I'm down here in Savannah, Georgia, so I have to represent the ATL.
Oh, there you go. Absolutely. Yeah, Brian Norman is that dude.
Hey,
No, what you saying, Golden?
Look at man, you gotta stop all the hate on Bud, man.
What?
I gotta give Bud his respect.
We respect him.
Saying?
We respect him.
Y'all don't. You just want Bud to lose so damn bad. And
I do, but that doesn't mean I don't respect him. I respect him.
Yeah, but God, there you go. Listen, all I want you to do when Bud get through beating the nigga behind, I want you to come on here and say, "I'm sorry." Furthermore, I want you to do like they do in the WWE, OTC, acknowledge Bud, okay?
But Sheldon Moore already told you. Sheldon Moore already told you what I'm gonna say, so I don't know why you.
I know what you're gonna say. Listen, a whole lot of people already got that in the thing, man. Canelo, even after the Skull fight, I know a lot of fellas. Oh man, I'm switching. I'm going with Bud now. Canelo done lost a step. He's slippage. But I don't want to hear none of that. I don't. And for this Madrimov fight, Bud beat the hell out of Madrimov. Madrimov did more hopping and jumping than any goddamn thing around the ring. And we all know that. We all know that. Madrimov did nothing but jump. If Madrimov would have fought Bud the way he fought, if he'd have fought Bud the way he fought Virgil, he would have got knocked out.
He refused to fight him.
He would have got knocked out.
Oh shit!
Exactly. He didn't fight him. He survived.
Y'all looking at it. Y'all
look at
man.
With Virgil, he stood in the pocket with Virgil. He couldn't stand in the pocket with Bud like that. He would have got knocked out.
Knocked out. Knocked
What are
out.
y'all? What are
Mr.
y'all?
Golden, Mr. Golden, can I ask you one question, sir? Just one question.
Yes, sir.
Did Boots actually take his did he grab his boots and run, bro? Did he really grab his boots and run? I can't believe that.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what he did, right?
What?
He got his fan and ran the boots on the ground.
Oh, damn.
He got his boots on the ground and he ran.
That's real dirty, Golden.
He got his boots on the ground and he ran. We all know. Listen, we all know what he did. He ran for the ATL killer.
Hey, Greg, you know it's gonna be hard for Boots to let that down, bro. Now it's not looking good for Mr. Ennis.
Because look at man, you gotta look at it like this here. If Boot was a real true champion, he would let that $500,000 stop him from making that fight. He would have told Eddie Hearn get that man that money. He did it for standard doses. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's make the fight. Now they know Norman got a fight over there in Japan. Now they want to negotiate, trying to take get the man off focus for it. You feel what I'm saying? You don't negotiate no fight while you got another fight coming up.
Well, even if he didn't run, right? The optics look like he did.
Yeah. And now he talking about the doctor said he can't fight no more. Well, get out of here, man. You just didn't want that smoke with Norman. I think Norman would have stopped him.
Hey, Greg, now you got it. Greg, you got to comment on that. The doctor said I'm only fighting at 30%. Come on, bro.
Who said the doctor's on it? Said it. Hold on. Who said that?
I heard a lot.
Who said that?
That's
Who
what
said
Boots
that?
said. He said the doctor said he went to the doctor, and the doctor said that he was only fighting at 30% of his abilities at 47, so he needs to move up. Greg, I've heard a lot in my 60 years on this planet, bro. I've heard a lot. That one right there.
Look at Greg's face.
I mean, come on, bro.
30%.
Close your mouth, Greg.
The problem is there's no fucking way to actually measure that. So
my point exactly, bro. My point exactly.
Somehow his doctor did. Somehow his doctor said he's fighting at 30% being at 140%.
The doctor did a body scan and recognized and then juxtaposed that to a video of Boots' movement and suggested that based off of the levels of water in his muscle fiber that he is now fighting that 70. Hey, I had not heard that, man. That can't be real. That was AI.
It's real.
It was real, bro. It was real, bro. He said that's one of the reasons he decided to move up, bro. I mean, I was like, really, dude? You actually told somebody outside your house that?
So
I wouldn't tell nobody outside my house that.
At 154, he'd be about 80%.
Hey.
Oh, I know what it was I wanted to say to you, Greg.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to respond to you not giving him credit if you think he's too old or whatever to be.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you get in the ring with anybody and you get beat, it doesn't matter whether you was too old, your hand was broke, you broke up with your wife, you was having money problems. If you get in the ring and you're not 100% prepared, that's who you are that day you fought. Too bad. Yes,
right.
You should get 100%.
That's why I was leaving.
You should get 100% credit because I came prepared to fight you. Apparently, you weren't 100% prepared to fight me, but you
it's
tried.
your problem.
So, yeah, you give him 100% credit because that's how you came in the ring. You don't come in the ring.
That's not my business.
You know what?
If you ain't ready, that's not my business.
You know what that man coming to do, and you should be coming to do the same thing. You need to be disciplined. Put aside all that nonsense that you got going on outside the ring and be prepared to take care of the business. So, yeah, he should get credit regardless of how Canelo comes in the ring.
Let me respond to that very quickly. So the comment that I was responding to relative to Sheldon Moore was about the fact that you're saying he's depleted. He's not the same fighter. I agree with you 100%. If a fighter on X days, something is wrong with you, that's who you were that day and you lost. But we're talking about a fighter that we're saying has deteriorated in skills from what he was 3-4 years ago till today. So what I'm saying is that you cannot then give Terence Crawford the credit for beating that version of Canelo. Because what people will do is say, he beat Canelo. Canelo was this. No, you can't do that.
But how
He
can you
beat
say
this
that
version
when
of
Bud is
Canelo.
older than him, bro?
Oh, bro.
Bud is older.
So let me
Nah, he's trying to
statement.
throw that in there because Errol didn't look right that day.
No, I'm not saying that, man. That's not what I'm saying. Conversely, I'm not going to give Canelo Alvarez credit for beating the best pound for pound fighter in the sport because the pound for pound fighter that's coming up is going to be completely different from 47 to 168. So context matters, guys. Nuance matters. And so that's not the same guy. Although it's not a deterioration over years, it's not the same guy. So I can't sit up and say, oh, Canelo Alvarez should be on Mount Rushmore because he beat a pound for pound legend in Terence Crawford, who was a 2-division champion, undisputed, and he's 2-division. They met in this mega fight. No, nuance matters. He was pulling the guy up 3 weight classes, and no, he's going to be in the exact same position he was before the fight. That is completely fair.
No, it ain't.
Nah, he
Yeah,
don't
it
get
is.
credit for beating Bud, bro. You
Terrence
getting
asked
credit for
this
that.
fight.
No, he
Canelo
ain't getting credit for beating
But let me
Bud.
ask this.
asked for this fight.
Let me ask this.
Asked for this fight.
Let me ask this one question.
Wait.
Let me ask this. Did you give Bivol credit for beating that version of Alvarez?
That version of Alvarez is the one that you just said he
did.
hasn't been the same since. So yeah, he was at a higher level at that point.
Oh,
You
yeah,
admitted
he
that
did.
yourself.
No,
Yeah,
come on, man.
Stop hedging, Greg.
75
You're hedging.
You got to think about that though, Greg. Terrence been asking for this fight for at least 2 years before he got it. Now he got the fight. So if Terrence gets beat,
First, Terrence said he want to fight at first. He said they make weight classes
now
for a
he got
reason.
the fight. If Canelo does beat Terrence, Canelo gets credit because Terrence asked for this. He came up to get this. Canelo accepted this. So the concept you're speaking of, I understand where you're going, but there was an easy solution. Just don't take the fight. And you don't have to worry about how you got beat the last time you got beat. And you don't have to worry about a smaller guy who asking you, calling you out, coming up 3 weight classes, and you still beat him. You're supposed to do that. I don't care what the condition you are from 5 years ago, 2 years ago. You're supposed to do that. And the guy coming up who asks for you, whenever he gets you, he's supposed to do that. So yes, they both supposed to get credit depending on how the fight goes.
I will give neither one of them credit. I will give
I have
neither
a
one of them
question
any
for Greg.
credit.
But
Yeah,
Greg,
go ahead.
how can a man that's older? He's older than freaking Canelo. What do you? How can y'all use that as an excuse? Canelo's not the same person. You think Bud's the same fighter?
I didn't say Canelo was the same person.
No. Number one, Sheldon Moore said that he wasn't the same.
Not you, Greg. Not you. The other Greg. Not you.
Listen, and Sheldon Moore is the one that brought it up that he was not the same fighter from 4 years ago. And I'm the one who then said, well, if he's not the same fighter from 4 years ago, he can't then get credit. So and now being the same fighter from 4 years ago does not matter because age is not the only variable that you can consider when someone's skills deteriorate. It's also wear and tear in the ring. It's also what you did as an amateur. All of those things count, right? Age is not the single factor.
How do you factor that in, Greg? I mean, he didn't take that much punishment since he's been fighting Canelo. I'm confused. Why you say he has more wear and tear than Bud?
Well,
I know Bud's a better boxer and don't get hit that much, but
number one, he has more fights. I think he has almost 70 fights.
Fighting tomatoes.
But hey, hold on. A fighter will tell you that training camp takes more out of you than a fight.
This is true.
So stop, Terrence. This is where you show your lack of understanding.
No, but Greg, a lot of those fights were well before. He used to probably fight like 3 or 4 times a month. Back in those days, a lot of those are those type of fights where you weren't in long training camp. Come on, y'all tripping, bro. Y'all are really tripping right now.
So what? So what?
So what?
The kid,
Don't count.
he's
He
been
was 20,
been training since he was 13.
18.
He's been training since he was 13. He's been all these fights. Yeah.
I can't believe this is even an excuse they already using. This is crazy.
This is no excuse. He going into the dirt. Your boy is heading into the dirt.
Hey, Greg, can I ask you? Greg, can I?
And
ask you a question real quick?
I'm gonna tell you on Sunday he better not lose because I'm gonna be the motherfucking Undertaker and the pallbearer. Y'all gonna hate me. I'm gonna be on this bitch. I'm gonna be on this. I'm gonna be on this bitch all day.
Sitting off sad for it. It's okay, Greg.
I'm gonna be on this bitch all day long.
Hey, did you see that man? He walked up on Nello. He said, "Let me see what this guy got going. Let me see."
Hey, Greg, can I ask you a question?
And he laughed at him too, bro. You seen when what's it called when Benvidez pushed him? He tried to throw that little hook at him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He wanted to see what's up. You know what I mean? He wanted to feel him out. You know what I mean? Stall him out, Debo. You know what I mean? He wanted to get on him.
Hey, Greg, can I ask you a question, brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
Lose, Dan,
go ahead and ask a question.
Oh, he gonna be whooping ass. He gonna be whooping ass.
I want to ask you a question, right?
You see how Nello was like, "Please, turkey."
Oh, hold on, man. Hold on, man. Here for smoke. Here for smoke. Here for smoke.
Sad as a motherfucker on Sunday if he lose.
Hold on, man. Here for smoke has a question.
We're not, Jason.
Hey, no, this here
not.
for boxing. I just changed my name.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Here for boxing.
Hey,
What's
I
up?
got a question, right? So this is something that's always been on my mind for the last couple of years prior to Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fighting, right? There was a conversation around Errol Spence versus Canelo. And I see a lot of platforms these days saying, oh, we didn't ask for Canelo and Bud, but y'all were begging for Errol Spence and Canelo. What's the difference?
We weren't. We weren't. That's the difference. We weren't.
No. I said
Not y'all.
I said a lot of platforms. I didn't say you specifically. I said a lot of platforms. So I see a lot of guys, out of respect to the platform, I won't say names of platforms, but I remember video after video being pumped out about how Canelo was scared, how he turned down all this money to fight Errol, and is now he's a better quality opponent has come up, and now nobody wants to fight, nobody asked for it. But why were you asking for Canelo and Errol, but not Canelo and Bud? What's the difference?
Yeah, let me before I answer that, let me just read off this super chat from 2 Cent. I'm sorry I missed it. Greg, don't let the Bud buddies misinform you, especially Shelton Hayden. That's not what was said about Boots. Canelo will wear Terrence down. Bud buddies unite. All y'all busters need to go ahead
Errol was going to do the same thing. You'll never learn. Y'all said Errol was going to do the same thing.
Exactly.
Do the same thing. Hold on. Do the same thing about what? Do the same thing about, we talking about, because we never said Errol was going to do that. That's number one, 50-50. But number two, who would you say?
We said it back then, Terrence.
Do I have to go to the proof? I have the proof. I can go to the proof.
That's it.
Run the tape. Let me see here you say that, Greg.
Man, damn, I get so tired of this son bitch here, man. Hold on, let me see if I can go. Anyway, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah.
So let me ask the panel this. I got Gregory Quattlebaum. He is highly respected on this channel. Love him, so I definitely want to hear him. Sheldon Moore, I love how you coming at it. Golden, I like how you coming at it. Best damn videos. You are mad. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with Band Up as well. And then here for boxing, you guys, you're pretty sharp. Okay, no, I'm just playing Band Up.
What's wrong with Band Up? Ain't nothing wrong.
Oh man, y'all my dudes, man. You know I gotta poke at y'all. Gregory Quattlebaum, they are esteemed. You gentlemen are younger. They are esteemed. 60s. You guys are younger. I'm gonna poke at y'all. Y'all my peers. All right. So, question for the panel.
What you trying to call us old?
No, man, no. No, that's respect. That's respect. So, panel, who do you think is a better fighter? Errol Spence or Canelo Alvarez?
Canelo.
Okay, so don't sit up here and talk to me about no damn Errol Spence. The fight is not gonna play out like that. That's not this. Nobody's doing what we did with Errol. Okay, Canelo does not make the same mistakes that Errol makes. I can tell you that for sure.
But Greg, you weren't saying that before the fight, though.
I was saying it was a 50-50 fight.
I talk with Earl and Bud. You were not saying that.
Yes, I was.
I remember you saying. I want you to run the tape because I don't remember you saying that, Greg. Run the tape.
I ain't been in your panel. I ain't never been in your panel, but I've been listening to you for a minute. But all I know, you the rest of them was saying Earl's gonna put Bud in the dirt. You're gonna do all this to him. Earl was the man, and now I see a million excuses. Urban High. All this in here.
He was high. He was high.
It called fear. It
Well,
called
Bud
fear.
wasn't smoking with him. Shit,
He was high.
Mike Tyson.
that's
Mike
his
Tyson.
problem.
Yeah, he was high. He was high. I thought I ass cut he got.
All right. Hold
He
on,
was
y'all.
high
Hold
'cause
on.
he
Hold on.
knew he was about to get his ass whooped.
Y'all hold on real quick. Cause this we gonna start making sure that we say the correct things. That we say the correct things. Right? Let me see. Let me take this and let me see if I can make it a size that it's okay. Okay, we're gonna start making sure that we tell the correct narratives, bro.
All right.
Where is it? I just saw it. Where was it? Right here. Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. This isn't it. Hold up. Where is it? I don't know where it is. I thought it should be up here because we posted it up here.
Hey, everybody go on mute when he plays it, because when he plays it, there's a serious echo. So everybody go on mute when he plays it.
Welcome back to the Angry Man. No, that's not it. I'm gonna find it. Y'all keep going. I'm gonna find it.
You put it up.
No, that's not it.
I don't know how to.
I'm gonna find it. Y'all keep going.
What narrative are we trying to kill, y'all? What narrative are we trying to kill?
This whole narrative that we've been saying all this stuff about Errol and all this other stuff, man, we ain't say none of that.
Yeah, we never
I'm
said
like, man,
never had a chance.
That never came from us. I'm just trying to find it. It should, like some of this, I don't even remember uploading.
Oh, that y'all said Bud didn't have a chance in the fight? Y'all never said that. Y'all never said that. But
Exactly.
I do remember somebody saying something along the lines of Bud gonna get ran over because he's just too small. I do remember that.
No, you ain't never hear that here either. Oh, here it is, right here. Here it is.
I
think this is it.
Winning that fight. But I totally understand where people are trying to come from with Bud. Bud is knocked out, I think, his last maybe 10 opponents. And he's been impressive. And then Bud has that Bud's slick, he's fast, and he's a great counterpuncher. Where Roy Jones Jr. would align with Terence Crawford. And don't get me wrong, Terence Crawford has an excellent chance to win in this fight.
Exactly.
Spence really hasn't had any close fights. And I think the fight with he and Terence Crawford is probably going to be the closest fight he's had at welterweight. So let's
I agree with that.
But for people who are analytical and really just look at the game and look at the fight, we understand that, even with us, on our channel, man, we pick Spence, but we know that Crawford is a dog.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
He's a real deal. He's skilled. He's fast. He got good footwork. Spence is in there asking for 80-20. He would. I would consider him. He's ducking. Errol Spence. I think we both said that we believe Errol Spence is going to win this fight. But at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 fight. I've never pretended it's going to be anything but a 50-50 fight. So I don't see great fighter would never.
Is that not enough proof?
I think I remember that show.
That proves it.
Yeah, that
proves it.
I think I remember that.
I stand corrected, young brother. I stand corrected.
We've been saying this. I tell people all the time, you guys take one thing that we say and you create this narrative that we've said all this stuff that we've never said before. All the time. It's all good though. But I made that little clip because somebody, I'm not going to say their name because I'm not going to give them no love on our platform, but made talking about, oh, you guys said da-da-da-da-da, y'all had Spence killing him. No, we didn't. We actually have a film breakdown. You can actually go search the channel for the film breakdown. At the end, I say Errol's going to have to go through fire to win. So where this narrative come from that we just said he was going to blow him out? Bullshit.
Well, you were very
good. We go with that narrative because y'all are true haters, and I respect the fact that you hate you. I respect your hatred because it's consistent.
A lot of people typing. There's a lot of people typing that how broken down Canelo is. I want to know when did they say that in any other Canelo fight? Why is it now that he's fighting Bud, we talk about his body being broke down? Tell me what other fight that you guys pointed that out. Which one? Tell me which one.
Yeah,
I haven't said
anybody saying that. I haven't remember anybody saying that. So which one?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Bivol was a cherry pick. Am I wrong for saying that?
He's a cherry pick going wrong.
Cherry pick going wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I got to hit Pork Chop up. Well, real
now
quick.
He's fighting Bud, his body broke down.
Hold on, we'll answer that. The last fighter that was supposed to put Bud in the dirt is a former. Now, this motherfucker. Hey, somebody kick this motherfucker out of here, man.
I don't do that, Greg. Come on, Greg, don't do that, man.
No. Pork, no. That's ASVP TV. That's my boy. He already. I'm just talking. Like he got my purse. That's my guy. I'm just talking. All right. So we're not talking about Canelo being broken down. I'm just not giving either fighter credit. I think this is a money grab of both fighters. I ain't giving Crawford I ain't giving Crawford shit. Never will. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I ain't giving him shit.
Canelo loses.
Hey man, you gotta respect that the hatred is consistent, bro. It's consistent. You gotta respect.
Canelo loses. That's all that's about.
I'm asking you a question. If Bud just so happened to stop Canelo, what would you say?
Damn boy.
They'll say he's on steroids or something.
I might start crying. I might start crying at this bitch. But no. Hold on, real quick. We got 183 people in the building, but 69 likes. If you can, smash the like button so other people can find the content. If you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing related content. We done got I think almost close to 10 subscribers since we've been on. So obviously there's some new people that are in the chat. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And subscribers, think about becoming members, $2.99 a month. It definitely helps the channel. Thank you. So yeah, dude, I could not imagine. So I'm gonna go to Gregory Quattlebaum, number one, because Gregory Quattlebaum is to me someone who is fair, reasonable, and logical. If Terence Crawford goes up and knocks Canelo Alvarez out, the guy that we know to have a granite chin, a guy that's moving up from what do you think is going on if something like that happened? Or let me say, would you think that's questionable?
If he knocks Canelo out with a chin checking him?
Yeah.
Now, if he hits Canelo's chin and knocks him out, I would be stunned, to be quite honest. I would think he can knock Canelo out with a body shot, though.
Maybe
a well-placed body shot, he can drop him. He drops Canelo with a chin check, and if it's just one punch, yeah, I would be stunned, and I'd be like, oh, that's one of the rare times that I would say, damn, and I don't like to cuss, but I would like, damn, that's a little, I would do that. Because I've never seen.
So you would go there, Greg? You would actually go there, bro?
I would go there because, and here's why I would go there. I want to see fighters do what I've never seen them do before. So let me be clear with that. So that's something that I certainly would want to see him do with a guy like Canelo. See, if it wasn't Canelo, no, I wouldn't worry about it then. I wouldn't say that then. But if he knocked Canelo out with a granite chin with one punch, and then again, I would also have to wonder, I would have to look at what round it happened and how many other times he hit Canelo on the chin before he did the knockout. So it wasn't just, for me at least, it's not going to be got that one punch and you knocked him out. I would analyze that. So I would wonder what was wrong with Canelo. Because see, I'm not going to think Bud is on something. That's where y'all can eliminate that part.
Okay.
I would think something was somewhat wrong with Canelo at that point.
The same way you thought something was wrong with Errol at that point when it happened to him?
I didn't think anything was wrong with Errol. You know that. The only thing that was wrong.
So let me get this right. Hold on, before you continue, Greg. Before you continue, let me get this right. So y'all saying that this guy cannot be knocked out by anyone. That's what y'all saying.
No.
I would think Bud would have had that hit him more than one time. That's how I would look at that. and it would have had to have been hard punches each time. See, one hard punch is going to eventually get you if you've been hit multiple times. I do think, however, Bud is still capable of knocking Canelo out with a combination. But y'all talking about one punch, period.
But what?
Huh?
I have a question for you, Greg. So what? How about he just never sees the punch coming? That's the one that your body's not ready for. He never sees it coming. He's not
he don't see coming.
If he's going to knock him out, that's what it'll happen. He won't see it. His body won't be reactive. So what he got a granted trend? If your body's not ready for something and you get hit all of a sudden, you could go down, bro. I don't understand.
Didn't we see Triple G hit him with something that he didn't see coming, and he didn't go out?
Maybe he did see it coming. How do you know?
He rolled with most of Triple G stuff. He rolled with most of Triple G punches.
There's some stuff that he got caught clean with.
I've always heard that it's not the punches that you see, it's the ones you don't see that get you. That's what I've heard.
It's the ones you don't see coming. You better tell him.
Because he's not bracing. Now he braces.
You saw that you qualified the punch, how the punch would be delivered, just like I just qualified it. If you don't see it, yeah. But we just talking about in the fight, punches is coming and you still get tapped with it. I would think, because see, when I saw Triple G touch him that time, that was in the first fight. Canelo didn't see that punch coming, but Canelo felt it, and you saw Canelo move all the way down to the other side of the ring. I think it happened around round 7. Well, if you go back and look at the fight, you'll see the fight. I thought Canelo was going to get dropped. Canelo was smart enough to take the punch and get out of the way because he could not answer back. Look at that first fight, and you'll see the punch I'm talking about.
Yeah, here's the difference. Let me tell you why.
Canelo was younger then. He was more now. Canelo's more of a flat-footed fighter now. He don't move like he used to move. So,
there's a lot of what ifs that's on this Canelo side, man. That's just it's amazing to me, dog. There's like a lot of what ifs of this, that, and the third. I mean, dude, what about on Crawford's side? Because Crawford will not be the same fighter that you see at 68. He will not be moving the same way. He won't have the ability to move the same way. He's going to have to put on a little bit of muscle. Muscle takes up a lot of oxygen. I don't care how long you've been training. When you start adding muscle, you start.
How do you know that?
It's not the limit.
Hold on. No. Let me answer that. The reason why I know that is from years of being an athlete. That's how I know it, Band Up. Jason could tell you and attest to the same thing from his years of being an athlete and being a physical personal trainer. Like all that exists
for 10 years. So,
well, look, you know what? You made a you said if Band Up come up, I'm gonna have issues. You're gonna have all type of issues if Band Up come up for you, Greg.
But you got to remember this, fellas. Crawford is my favorite fighter, so he can do no wrong in this fight.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you admitted that. That's it, man. We come on. I'm telling you, AM Sports Media is like a truth serum, man. You come on here and you're just truthful, like all the way truthful. Like, hey, man, I'm a nut hugger. I admit it.
My thing is,
I had to get you back. Go ahead.
I'm a Crawford fan for real. Crawford is the perfect fighter. He's the perfect fighter. No one ever met.
What percentage do you give him, Greg?
Crawford to win the fight?
Yeah, what percentage do you give him?
Okay, that's a great question, right? So, because it's not simple. It's not really that simple for me. So Crawford moving up in weight, I've already seen him slow down at 47. I saw him slow down at 54. I expect him to slow down a little bit more at 68. So what does that version of Terence Crawford look like? I don't know. If Terence Crawford can stay in the pocket, right, avoiding shots, which Terence Crawford has never been the guy that's just catching shots and just staying in the pocket. That's not him. His defense is his offense. The fact that if you put something out there, you could be countered is usually his defense. So if he can stay there and kind of get his stuff off and then turn, get out of the way, reset, turn, get out of the way, reset, that all night long and not have to do a lot of just and all that, like, I think he has probably 35% chance, 40% chance, just because I think he would have the ability to continue to avoid the big shot. But even then, Canelo gonna start just landing on his arms and stuff like that, and that could also be a determining factor. I don't know. But yeah, I give him a 35, 40, maybe.
Man, that's real low, Greg. Hey, Greg.
That's low, but I understand.
Hey, Greg.
So what you want me to say? It's a 50-50 fight? I don't think it's a 50-50 fight.
Pretty much it is.
You know it is. You know something.
Pretty much it is, Greg.
What you said?
My Bud fans think it's 100% chance that Bud wins. Bud can't.
That's when
and knock him out again. That's what y'all think.
I'm giving him 30%. The judges will steal it from him.
Yep.
Hey, Terrence, best damn.
Turkey's on his side though. Turkey's on Bud's side.
Terrence, best damn video. If that happened, I'll take that too. I'll take the win however I can get it. I'll take the win however I can get it, baby.
What you said, Greg, is close to what I was talking about, and using his intelligence and outboxing Canelo in the pocket, making Canelo miss, touching him. I'm not worried about the knockout because I'm not even predicting that. Yeah, but I think he's always been better at that than Canelo has ever been.
I agree.
Weakness has always been he gets outboxed, and he gets outboxed by smaller guys. But now you're ready to box a guy who's a great smaller guy. That's a big difference there. So I'm giving Bud right now, understanding what he's doing in the whole preparation, psychologically and physically. I'm giving it 50-50 now. But I'm giving him winning by decision.
You're saying the turkey effect then.
Oh no, you didn't, Jason.
It's going. Hey, Jay.
It's the turkey effect for the decision.
Jay, it's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing on September 13th, boy. It's gonna be some slow singing, boy.
We ain't gonna sleep. We're gonna go straight. All the way to 4 o'clock.
Did they hear Canelo in the first press conference that he tried to use that? Say that Bud is Turkey all the sheep man.
He is. Canelo got hands.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. So otherwise, so he tried to make an excuse now. If he lose, Turkey paid him off.
Yeah, maybe. All he got to do is run that. Hey, let me not say that. Anyway,
but I think Canelo is going to have to knock.
Look at here, man. Check this out.
He's going to have to knock Bud out for him to win. That's the other thing I will say as well.
That's the only way he can win. Check this out, man.
And he can do that.
So
I've been watching this dude since 2013.
We lost somebody.
Somebody went out.
Shelton.
Yeah, Shelton went out.
Hey, I have a question for the panel. I have a question for the panel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this. I'm gonna ask y'all all. I think this fight right here, by the time it gets ramped up, we get like near mid-August, and everybody starts to know that this fight is happening and what it means with these champions, both for their resumes and things like this. This could be one of the biggest fights. This could be what we thought Pacquiao and Mayweather would be. This could be it because these guys, they have, you know what I'm saying? We haven't been like waiting for 5 years for this. It's kind of just came about. So this could be one of the biggest fights ever.
You talking about style wise? You talking about the results of the fight? Meaning like
the results of the fight, people watching and interest. And this could be one of the biggest fights ever.
It should be. I mean,
not interest wise.
Greg would never say that.
Hell out of this.
Not interest wise, but yeah, the results of the fight, I can see that.
Yeah, they should go. They should go all out and push it.
No, he's saying that this could be an action-packed fight, Greg. This could be a fight that we want to see
from people. And
I agree. I agree.
Go all out.
Hey, we got Dean by any means in the building, man. What's going on?
What up, Dean?
Dean, what's good?
What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
What's going on, y'all? What's up? What's up, Greg?
Spit.
What's up? Hey, how y'all doing, man?
We chilling, man. What's going on?
Mr. Philly.
I just want to get up here and say this.
Okay.
And I told Mr. Greg this, and I'm gonna say this on y'all podcast. I don't want to hear no excuses if Bud Crawford loses. He say he don't want no excuses. We holding them to that standard. See, my problem be people can't get up here and be like, oh, Bud gonna do this, Bud gonna do that. So you think it's gonna be a close fight. So we gonna hold them to the standard we would if he was fighting anybody else. I don't want to hear, oh, Dean, he moved up 3 weight classes. I don't want to hear none of that.
And you won't hear it from me because Bud asked for this.
If he lose, if Crawford loses, it's because Alvarez cheated. That's the only way he's gonna lose.
You see what I'm saying?
If he don't win, then you went up there. You got more.
Hey, Dean, I'm making no excuses, brother.
I'm just saying, yo, I do not want to hear the day after the fight. Everybody be like, you gotta give a man credit.
Unless
he went up 3.
No, I'm making excuses because Greg gonna make excuses if Alvarez lose. So I'm making excuses if Terence loses.
Hey man, hey, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with that. I welcome all the excuses. All I want to see is I don't care if you have 101 excuses. All I want you to do is show up on Sunday with tears in your eyes. That's all I care about.
But I'm gonna show up, but I ain't gonna be crying.
Now we're gonna make it when you gotta
show up. I'm gonna show up.
Gotta be on camera.
And I'm gonna show up with my 10-4 hat on, Jason, and I'm gonna have all the conspiracies going.
Because there's only one fighter, right? There's only one fight on this card so far, right? There's no undercard
that I'm aware of.
The undercard gonna be a bunch of inexperienced people, according to what Turkey said. No name brand people because they can't afford anyone else anyway.
Hey, Greg, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
If Bud beat Canelo, right? Do you think Canelo will try to go for a rematch in one of the other 2 fights he had left?
I don't think he'll be able to show his face in Mexico again. He might have to retire, bro.
You already
There's a lot of pressure on him, bro. There's a lot of pressure on Canelo.
If Bud beat him, he ain't giving him no rematch. Bud ain't that stupid.
Bad. You took the
there's already a no rematch clause. Well, what I'm looking at for the financial.
Yeah, but he don't have to fight him again.
It will break all record. The rematch. Oh man, come on, man.
Well, you got to accept whatever takes place.
Bud gonna take his victory and go home. Bud gonna take his ball and go home.
One party asks for it, one party accept it. So whatever pressures come from either one of their sides, they're gonna have to. That's all part of the package. So
can I say this?
If Canelo can't go back to Mexico, too bad. You accept it. You have to put yourself in that. And if Bud gets sent home in a box,
you live in San Diego anyway, so it don't matter. You live in San Diego.
It's great.
Well, can I say this, y'all?
And I'm
everybody that's talking about what Terence Crawford going to do. I just asked y'all, how do you know that? You have never seen him at that weight. You do not know how he's going to look. And if I'm going off of what happened with Madrimov, and then you going up against the guy who we could say got the best chin in boxing, that's why you got to get acclimated to weight. I know y'all think Bud Crawford's Superman and everything, but the fact of the matter is he'll be 38 years old by the time they fight or close to it. His birthday will be the week.
He could be 58. He's still gonna whip his ass.
Well, if you
so that's why I don't want no excuses. So
see, that is those comments. Gregory Quattlebaum, you know, after the Errol Spence fight, I came in here. I tried to be graceful. I tried to be respectful, and we had too many Terence Crawford fans coming in and talking like that. That's why I want to see him go right into the dirt. That is the reason why, right there.
Greg,
that is why.
Happen in your lifetime.
Hey, Dean, well, I said this is what Bud would have to do. I don't know if he's going to do it, but this is what I said he has to do. Again,
you know what he's gonna do.
You are correct in that we have not seen him at 168. So I can only say here's what he will have to do and be doing the entire fight in order to win. That's where I go with that. I get what you're saying. We haven't seen him at 168. So
can I get controversial?
Yeah.
Bud Crawford said he gonna be fine because now he fighting at his natural weight. So I asked y'all, has he been weight bullying this whole time?
Yep.
Maybe.
I love
the conversation.
He has been.
Come on now.
I love the conversation. But let's be honest. You know what I'm gonna do the day after the fight? You know what I'm gonna do that Monday after that fight? I'm gonna take my ass to work.
So we don't.
That's what I'm gonna
keep
do.
thinking they talking to me when they talking to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lil Greg.
No, we just got Greg and Mr.
I be
Greg.
No, that's what I'm saying. I love all this conversation. I love what y'all talking about. But the main thing is, after that fight, you know what we all gonna do? We gonna go to work and keep living our lives. It ain't gonna mean too much after the day after. It ain't gonna mean too much.
I can't hear.
It'll mean a lot for me, but
I'm gonna throw some shit in the water right quick. Y'all remember before Bud fought Matt Jamal, right? We here asking for the Canelo fight. What did Canelo say?
He's too low.
said he wasn't worth. He wasn't worth it.
He wasn't worth it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After Bud fought Matt Jamal and to put on that performance that he did, what did Canelo say? Do y'all remember?
Kill him.
Canelo came back and said, "I take the fight." Terence Bud Crawford had on slow down. He don't move like he used to move. See, to me, that was a plot on his ass. Suck his ass in. He took that Matt Jamal fight and shit Canelo ass in and take this motherfucking fight. He gonna beat the shit out of him.
Golden got his 10-4 hat on, y'all. He got his 10-4 hat on.
Listen, y'all, and that's why I've been telling everybody.
You gotta look at it. Listen. You gotta look at it. Before the fight, he said he wasn't fighting. After that Matt Jamal fight, Canelo came out and said, "I'll take the fight." Terence over down.
You know what I think? I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think Canelo Alvarez has about 120 million reasons to take that fight.
Said,
that's what I think.
He asked, was Terence
exactly
was Terence a weight bully? I think that's funny because if he was, then we're gonna see something that we haven't seen, which I always want to see from a fighter. If Terence is actually a 168 fighter who kept his weight down all that time, it'll remind me of what Bernard Hopkins did. You know, Bernard Hopkins started at 175 his first fight, went back down to 160 until he finally went up to fight Tarver to come back up to 175. So if that's actually a possibility or a probability, hey, that makes the fight even better.
No,
hold on. The problem.
There's no way you're gonna come from 170 to 135 and be effective.
Yeah,
that's impossible. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Mr. Gray, I'm talking Mr. Gray now. I'm talking about Lil Gray, Mr. Gray, quarterback.
Yeah.
Listen, you also got to look at what Earl did. What Earl started out as
147.
Started at 154.
Okay, and what he did? He shrunk himself down to 147, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's 7 pounds.
But that's still regardless of what.
We're talking about him going up 3 weight classes. That is a difference.
The weight wasn't the thing with Earl.
That's a difference, man. Come on.
The weight wasn't the thing with Earl. The problem with Earl was the problem. Listen, brother.
But
the problem with Earl was the fact that Earl fought the same guy over and over again and never learned nothing. That was Earl's problem.
That's only 2.
Yeah.
So
my thing is. No, go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I wasn't gonna make any sense on this.
I thought Greg was about to speak. He was about.
I was just gonna say. I was trying to remember the point that one of y'all made. It was about the weight. So yeah, Crawford started at 68, went down to 135. That'll be a problem. But my thing is, if I look at Terence Crawford, if I look at Terence Crawford, right? No, I'm saying if he's a naturally 168 pounder and went down to 135. But my issue with Terence Crawford is when I look at Crawford in all the pictures with, like, he had a little Crawford. I could see a thin level, a little body fat there. Like when they were sitting there at the thing, and I saw his arm there. His arm looked like it was a bunch of chicken fat on it. Right? Like it didn't look like it used to look when he was at 47 or 54. So that tells me he's bigger, but some of this is just body fat. So which means that we got to talk about what your body is most optimal at, right? And his body is not going to be optimal at your walk around weight. That's impossible. Because if you're training hard and you're eating the correct amount of calories, you're going to naturally shrink down to begin with. So that'll be what your optimal body mass and level is, right? So if he's walking around at around 170, he's probably more naturally a 154 pounder at this point, maybe a small 60. So when he moves up and now he's put on all this weight, let me tell y'all a place that you don't put on any weight. Okay, is everybody listening? You can make your arms bigger, your legs bigger, your chest, everything bigger, right? But your bone structure is the same. The size of your heart is the same. So you got on all this new muscle mass that little bitty heart, that little bitty 135-pound heart used to pump and do things great with. It won't be able to do things with 30 more pounds on it and having to fuel about 20% more body weight. It will not do the same thing. He still got that itty bitty heart, and that's gonna be the reason why he get put in the dirt.
How little was that heart when your man was on the canvas in 2023?
What the fuck does that have to do? This is the reason why.
Right now.
The reason why.
Because that man showed heart and all that, and I didn't hear no itty bitty hearts then.
I'm not talking about heart in the sense of intestinal fortitude. I'm talking about literally, physically, your heart. Your heart can't get any bigger. It's the same size. So his heart is built for a man that's this size, and you put on all that extra muscle and you gotta fuel it. Yeah, it's a problem. And that's the reason why he's gonna be placed firmly in the pine box.
I agree.
What you said, Greg, is interesting because when these conversations are being spoken of, we don't talk about the size of your heart, not your heart to fight, your heart inside. We don't talk about the size of your hands. We don't talk about your muscles, your bone structure. We don't talk about the length of your arms when you're a small guy. Like Tyson was shorter than me, but his arms and his hands were way bigger than mine.
Right.
So we don't
His
talk
feet.
about those are factors.
Look at his feet.
Big factors, as a matter of fact, with a skilled fighter who got these big hands, these long arms, and he can reach you. And I think that's why a lot of times the bigger guys that he fought still got surprised that he could reach them by him being a little bit shorter and not realize his arms and his hands are still bigger than what you think. So those are things that are factors in what you just said about the heart. I hadn't even just thought about that at the moment, but that's another factor. A big factor.
Why do you think Bud Crawford never entertained the Benvidez fight?
So
because he go right into the dirt. He's going right into the dirt.
Because he knows he's too small.
I'm not gonna go with the dirt.
He knows no matter what, he's too small for that guy. But Alvarez is closer to his son. Alvarez is closer to his son. That's a winnable fight. Benvidez for Bud Crawford. Hold on, man. Benvidez for Bud Crawford is not a winnable fight. He's too small for that guy.
I can't.
He can maybe compete with this guy, but that guy, he's too small.
They offered David to fight at 160 and David turned it down.
They ain't never. That's not
true.
What? What?
David can't make 160, bro.
He said no.
David can't make 160.
Y'all about to make me choke.
He can't make 160.
No. Hey, hold on. I'm sorry, guys.
Where did you hear that?
Real quick, guys. I'm sorry. We got a couple of super chats. Father and sons hit us up with $1.99. Appreciate you. And then Pork Chop hit us with the $9.99. The $9.99. When Bud cooked this man, this is why you my dude, but this is also why I hate you. When Bud cooked this man, I will be here. You're gonna have the same look you had before, bewildered and lost, not understanding what you just witnessed. But I'll be here to remind you, it's just greatness. All right. Oh man. Anyway,
whoever said that, bro. But Benvidez could not make 160, and he probably never could make 160.
Forget that. That never happened. Like, they forget all of that. That never happened.
It wasn't an offer.
Offered nothing about no David Benvidez.
The only thing that no, we're confusing. No, we're confusing offer with somebody. So Turkey mentioned that he would like to make the fight at 160, but there was never an offer.
Oh, I mean, but he did mention the fight at 160. David said no.
David Benvidez is not fighting that. That's a duck and just saying it because David Benvidez will never fight at 160.
Number one, Bud would never entertain that fight because it's not winnable. He's too small to fight David Benvidez. Period. He's too small.
But y'all, that's a contradiction because That's a contradiction because how is he too small to fight David Benvidez, but we want to see Canelo fight David Benvidez? So Canelo not too small for David Benvidez, but Bud is.
I didn't want to see that fight.
Hold on, real quick, guys. My apologies. I gotta get a super chat off real quick. My apologies. I missed Jab Queen boxing. She hit us with the $5. If Bud knocks out Canelo, I want Bud arrested immediately. See, we all believe the same thing. We know what time it is. That was Jab Queen boxing that said that.
So let me explain it to you, bro. Let me explain this to you. Canelo Alvarez is 5'7" tall. He's 5'7".
You want him arrested.
Bud is 5'8". So that's more of a winnable fight. That's more in Bud's wheelhouse. David Benvidez is 6 feet tall. 6'1", and he has an 82-inch reach.
Yep.
So you saying that you just admit that Bud is bigger than Canelo, but he's too small for Benvidez, but we want Canelo to fight Benvidez. Make that make sense.
Alvarez, listen to me. Alvarez is too small for Benvidez. That's why Alvarez won't take the fight, because he's too little.
What I'm saying.
Okay, well then you being consistent there. Okay, so they both too small for David Benvidez.
I never wanted to see that fight. I always thought, he was too small.
I said you make the weight.
Yeah,
that's true.
Not Mr. Greg.
Okay.
Hey, Greg. You see how they come around, though? See, when they want to talk about, they wanted him to fight Canelo so bad. So what was we sitting up there arguing for, asking for Canelo to fight David Benvidez for? Now he's too small because he's fighting Bud. Now he's too small for
Canelo,
David Benvidez.
Listen, bro. Canelo was too small to fight Bivol. He was too small for Bivol.
May I answer that?
And Bivol is smaller than Benvidez.
Hold on, I think Terrence Best Damn Video wanted to respond. Go ahead, Terrence.
Okay, let me answer that, Dean. Here's the fundamental difference. Bud never went up to 168 to campaign there. And you know as well as I know, the only reason...
I don't know that.
No, he never... What? That's not true, Dean?
We don't know because he ain't fight there yet. We don't know what he's going to do after Canelo.
No, I'm just saying, so far, he didn't do it. We agreed here, right, Dean? He never did that, right? He never went up to 160. So we know that Canelo voluntarily... No, did anybody tell Canelo to go up to 168? He voluntarily went up to 168. When you voluntarily go up there to fight everybody and to be the champion, that's what you got to do. You got to fight the top at 168. You agree with me there, right, Dean? You right? We both agree there. Now, and this is what I'm saying, Dean. If Bud went up to 168 and said, "Look, I'm coming up here for all the belts," I'm 100% with you.
That's what he just said, Terrence, the other day. He literally just said that yesterday.
Okay, well, after this fight, let's see what he do.
Talking about? He said that yesterday.
Dean, you really think he's going up here to try to win 3 belts?
Terrence, you just said what the man said. You said if he said he's going to go get all the belts, that's what he said yesterday, Terrence. He said he's going up there. Am I tripping?
Dean, I didn't hear this. Dean, this is the first time I'm hearing it.
There's a difference when he's going up there now to get all the belts. And one person got all the belts, which is Canelo.
Right. Now, it's a difference. Now, watch this. Hey, Greg, not Mr. Greg. Watch this. Oh, it's the difference when you go fight one person for the belts. Well, that's what Bud was doing the whole time. He's been undisputed.
Facts.
Bullshit. What? That's not fair.
Here's the answer to that.
I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that for you.
Does it matter?
PBC.
Does it matter?
Have the belt horses over there.
Man, I'm trying to hear that shit. He had to sign back. He had to sign back with Bob Arum. That was his choice. He could have went. He could have went individually. He could have got those fights. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
PBC could have beat Bud.
Your guy had the belt, Greg.
Hold on. It's not about who was at PBC that could actually beat Bud. It's about the wear and tear on your body by going through the fight and the training camp, which makes you different, which makes it different when you actually go and unify all the titles versus getting it in one shot.
But that's your fault.
No, he's just
but that's his fault.
I want to hear that
Because look,
shit.
When is there
he
been
said,
a
hold on, wait.
That wasn't his fault.
He said he was strap season.
No, hold on,
Wait.
bro.
He said he
Y'all
was strap
just said,
season, right?
hold
Since
on, y'all
he's
just
strap
used the
season,
excuse and now
why
you
you
trying
gotta
to
get all
defend
the
it.
straps on your side first? Why you
Bro,
couldn't
y'all
go get
just
that
used
strap
the
from Bud?
excuse and
You
now
could have
y'all
went and
trying to
got that
defend
strap.
it.
You didn't want to go get that strap. You could
Bro,
have went and got it. You didn't want to.
Bro, y'all just said it's different when
You
you go
wanted to
fight
fight
one person for all of the
Porter.
belts.
You wanted
And
to
now
fight
y'all
Danny.
explaining it.
You wanted to fight all them bums.
No,
You beat all them
Don't you
bums,
think you
but you
gotta
didn't want to go
explain
fight
it,
the
though?
guy over there who had the strap.
I mean,
Yeah,
if that's
same
the way,
bomb,
that's the way you've been moving.
the same bomb, and Danny Garcia that Bud wanted to fight.
Bro, Danny Garcia was falling over his feet in that EJ fight.
The same bomb that Terence Crawford ended up fighting in Sean Porter.
The same bum that turned the fight down 3 times. You talk about Danny Garcia, that bum?
I'm missing something.
Yeah, but still, Crawford wanted to fight him.
Same fighting that ran
The
from
point is
140 to
Crawford wanted to
147.
fight him.
Can I
Ran
ask
from
y'all something?
147 to 154.
Can I ask y'all something? Y'all just said to me, it's a difference, Dean, when you go up and fight only one person for all of the belts. Now I use it in reverse and y'all explaining it now. No, I don't want to hear
No, what
that.
I
If
said
it's
was,
different, then it's
No,
different.
no.
what
What I said
Don't
was,
start
it
explaining.
don't matter.
That's explaining.
No, Dean. What I said was, it don't matter because the guy who got all
You
the
better
belts
watch what you
beat all
say
them
out
other
your
guys,
mouth.
and then you beat him, so it doesn't matter. I beat the
Well,
guy.
if it don't matter, then fight David Benvidez then. If it don't matter.
David
Facts.
I
Benavidez
just
don't have
told
a
you
belt
he
at
knows he
168.
But he did.
David Benavidez don't have a belt at 168.
I think he
David
had an interim
Benavidez
title at
fights at
one point.
175.
But
And he
David
wasn't gonna
Benavidez
fight him.
challenged for undisputed though. Like he asked for
Well,
it. But David Benavidez said he wants
Well,
the
tell
winner of this fight.
Alvarez to do it.
David
Bud is not the
Benavidez
champion.
said he
Tell
wants the winner of
Alvarez
this
to do
fight.
it. Bud is not the champion. Tell Alvarez to do it.
Listen, hold on. Don't nobody on here believe that Terence Crawford. If your boy Benavidez would have been undisputed at 168, Terence Crawford would have never even touched down. So he don't give a shit
Never
about
even
no
went up
fucking
there.
belts.
Never
He don't
even went up there.
he don't give a
Exactly.
shit
Never.
about no belts. Don't sit up here and make no arguments about but David
About the
Benavidez
belt.
doesn't have the belt. It ain't about no belts. It's about fighting Canelo and making money.
He said, y'all, Terence Crawford verbatim said, I'm coming after you, Canelo. I want everything you got. I'm taking everything you got. So if you want to take everything he got when you be the king of 68, then take what come with being the undisputed champ at 168.
Yes.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to ask.
I'm 38
But
and
he's not
Benavidez
gonna
is
do
28.
that.
I'm
I
not
wish he
fighting
would,
that dude.
but I know he's not gonna do that.
Because he thinks
I'm
the only
38, Benavidez is 28.
168 pounder
I'm not fighting
that he
that dude.
really has a chance with is Canelo Alvarez because he's a smaller one. He believes that everybody else puts him right in the dirt. And Terence Crawford and Canelo have very similar ways. They want to go into a situation with the advantage. And he believes he has an advantage over Canelo Alvarez. And that's the only reason he's taking the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, y'all remember Bud was saying he was too small for Canelo. What would make you think he would ever fight Benavidez? He was saying he was too small.
Bud ain't say he was too small for Canelo recently.
He said that.
But how can you give the man? Hey, somebody got a lot of static in the. I don't know what it is. It's like sound like wind. But
he wanted there to be great. That's why he'll go 168. It is the champion, right? And to be great.
What you say, Jason?
Say he'll dare to be great. If Benavidez was champion at 168 undisputed, he'd be daring to be great, right?
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't fight him. I'm telling you, I know he wouldn't fight him. I'm agreeing with y'all.
I know, because he's going into the dirt.
Huh?
Because he won't have no advantages. If Crawford doesn't have advantages, he's not taking the fight.
Benavidez is probably walking around at like 200 pounds. Y'all got to be kidding me. Ain't no way he fighting that big giant.
Canelo walk around at 190. Canelo walk around at 190.
But Dean, I said because Canelo's decided to campaign there, he should have stayed at 160.
Bud is campaigning there. You can't go up there. Hold on. You can't go up there and give him full credit for becoming a 168 pounder, but then argue that Canelo is he's campaigning there, and that's the reason why that's okay. Come on, dude.
Why not, Greg?
Terence Crawford is going up there, and he'll be undisputed champion, which means
and he
should be campaigning there.
Y'all know he's not fighting nobody else at 160.
Then he shouldn't get full credit. Then he shouldn't get full credit. Then he shouldn't get full credit.
Bag and gone. He getting
if some little dude is up there that he's able to beat, and he's not willing to fight anybody at 168, Crawford. I mean Canelo.
What little dude is up at 168?
Hey, can I ask you this, y'all?
Canelo. That's what you guys are basically saying.
Go ahead, D.
I want to show the excuses. If Terence could beat Canelo and the other guys at 168 can't beat Canelo, why wouldn't he campaign there? If Bud beats Canelo, what do y'all think Edward Berlanga could beat Bud if he beat Canelo? Who at 168 y'all think could beat Terence Crawford if he does beat Canelo? Who's better than Canelo at 168?
Well, we know
y'all scared of David Benvidez. Just say that. It's that one person. It ain't y'all want him not campaigning for Edward Berlanga.
I don't want to see Bud going to the third.
Edward Berlanga at once. That's a lot of weight, man, for a good fight. I don't know.
So hold on, y'all. So
but he can beat Canelo
168. He beat Canelo beat him already. So I'm saying if Canelo is the best at 168 and Bud beats him, why wouldn't he campaign at 168? Because, who else is better than Canelo?
But that's the triangle theory that you're using, Dean. It's not a triangle.
That's not a triangle theory.
How many Gia gonna beat Bud Crawford? Okay, you right, Terrence. Edward Berlanga gonna beat Terrence. Who's at 168 that could beat him?
We don't
Bring
know
up
that
a name,
Dean.
Terrence.
Okay, let's talk about Berlanga, just the one you just talked. He has knockout power. Do we agree that he has knockout power?
So do Canelo.
No, but we agree that he has knockout power, right?
Yeah.
And he has a longer reach, right? He has a longer reach than Canelo. He's bigger. He's taller than Canelo, right? So that's the problem. Like these guys
Canelo
got the
beat
reach.
him, Terrence.
But that's a triangle theory.
So why can't Bud beat him? So you don't think Bud could beat Edward Berlanga? Is what I'm asking.
I don't know if he can beat him, bro. I don't know.
But the best fighter in the world that beat Canelo, you don't know if he could beat Edward Berlanga. Okay, y'all. That shows you how much
we understand triangle theories, but hold on. We understand triangle theories, but at the same time, the only reason you guys think that he can beat Canelo is because they're close to the same size.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, hold on. And what we're saying is that is a fallacy. That's a fallacy because he's really not the same.
It's a fallacy when he beat Canelo.
He really not the same size. Okay, man.
So do y'all think Terence Crawford could beat Sebastian Fundora? Let me ask you that. He's bigger too. He's bigger than Edward Berlanga.
Now, weight wise though, he got to come in at 154.
Okay, cool.
So, but Canelo, hold on.
Berlanga gonna come in at damn near 200 pounds. Berlanga be at damn near heavyweight coming there against Bud.
But Canelo's gonna be bigger too.
Yo, hold on, but there's a difference.
I don't know about how much bigger.
Like saying, would you fight Chet Holmgren Grant? But then go see her ask me would I fight Wilt Chamberlain? Hell no, I ain't gonna fight Wilt Chamberlain. But at the same size, yes. But is Chet thin as hell? Hell yeah. What kind of question? No, it's difference, Dean. Talking about Fundora.
No, how is it a difference, band up, if Canelo is the best at 168?
He's pencil thin.
Band up. Are you listening? If Canelo's the best at 168 and you think, band up, Bud gonna watch him. Bud can't watch everybody else, but everybody else at 168?
No,
I haven't looked at 168.
So you cherry picking.
Now y'all ain't looked at 168. How about Edward Berlanga, Hami Mangia? Let's start there.
I'm gonna keep it solid. I'm gonna keep it consistent. I told you straight up, bro. I'm a fighter. I'm a fan that whatever he think he can do, let's do it. I'm with it.
So you don't got no expectations for the man.
Let's do it.
That's what nut huggers do. Nut huggers don't have expectations.
But if he goes back down, I'm not gonna crucify him for not campaigning.
I'm not asking you that, band up. You getting emotional about it. I'm not asking you that. I asked you a specific question. If you think that he's gonna wash Canelo Alvarez, tell me the fighter at 168 that if Bud beats him, you think could beat Bud. So you don't think Canelo could beat him, but Canelo could beat all of those other guys, but Bud don't stand a chance against Edward Berlanga and Hami Mangia.
Oh, I would never say that. I think
that's who at 168. So why wouldn't he campaign there?
Terrence, you having a hard time answering that question.
If he wants to, he wants
to.
Because
I don't think that's ever been his intention. I think the only reason why he was going to fight Canelo was because of the bag. Now, Canelo also has all four of the belts. That is his only reason for going. The belts are not actually the reason. He was getting the bag to fight Canelo.
Thank you for saying that.
Was a big challenge. Canelo just now happens to have the belts as well. But he's not going to campaign at 168.
See, Mr. Greg, I got y'all. Can I ask you this, Mr. Greg? I hate to cut you off. I got you, Mr. Greg.
Hold on, let me say this real quick.
Go ahead, Greg.
You basically telling us that he's going up there to get knocked out for the bag. Because if he's not willing to go up there and campaign at 168, if he's not willing, because if he's not willing to campaign at 168 pounds,
I don't think it ever was his intention to campaign at 168. Canelo was just a big name to go after.
Yeah,
Mr. Greg, I got
going up there get knocked out.
Mr. Greg, I got y'all. You know you my big dog.
Yes.
Tank got crucified by Bud Crawford because they said all he care about is the bag. So they got to pick one, Mr. Greg. Is it legacy? So if it's okay for Terence Crawford to take a fight for the bag, they crucified Gervonta Davis for fighting Ryan Garcia. They crucified him for that.
And Tank should have said, so what?
No, I'm talking about Bud fans, Mr. Greg.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Bud fans were saying this. Bud go for legacy. He don't just fight for the money. Greg, I know, not Mr. Greg. Greg, I know you heard that as well. So it's okay for Bud to just go get the bag and not take on the best challenges and all of that stuff that y'all try to tell me. But when it's Gervonta, oh man. Why he going that? That's all he care about, the bag. I told y'all all of these other fighters, that's what they care about too.
Yes, that's what they do.
They was just jealous. So what my point is, Mr. Greg, it just shows the hypocrisy even in Terence Crawford that he don't believe the own nonsense he was selling.
No, hold on. I got a young snotty-nosed punk on the phone right now that want to get a word in. Young snotty-nosed punk, what do you want?
Do Canelo add to Bud legacy or not? Since we talking about legacy, do we win over Canelo add to Bud legacy?
So does a knockout to Canelo.
And would it not be as high as payday as well, right?
It would be.
So that's two birds in one stone, right?
I mean, in theory it sounds like that, but he's really going up to get knocked out.
What legacy did Tank get from Ryan though? Ryan still ain't won a belt. He still ain't doing shit in boxing. He ain't got his name is attached to Peter. That's all he is. So don't compare Tank, who only took 2 belts off of 2 people, and he 30 years old. The other 2 titles he got, he was elevated. So let's kill that. Let's go ahead and stop all that. It ain't no comparison.
No, we can't, because Terence Crawford, they are telling me that then if that's the case, then campaign at 168 then. Then if what you're saying is true, my good brother, who got up here, then there should be no problem with him campaigning at 168 then.
They can do whatever they want to do. They got the big
so that don't just apply to Bud then. That's what everybody else, every other fighter can do whatever they want to do then. Then I don't want to hear y'all saying nothing about it then.
Let me tell you what's funny. Why you wasn't trying to fight Canelo? I mean, why Benvidez wasn't trying to unify the titles before Canelo got up there? Why he only want to move when Canelo come up there?
No, that wasn't true.
He wasn't even a belt holder.
That wasn't true. That's false.
Hold on. Let's not ignore.
You just said something that wasn't true.
We don't know. Hold on. But why you treating somebody in position then and lost his belt on the scale? That's true. Is that a lie? Is that kept? Was he not?
No, you correct. You correct.
Why did Canelo go for that belt once he lost it?
Yeah, he still went for the belt once he lost it. So what's the point?
And where is he at now though? Is he at 168?
He's in line to get a fight for undisputed at 175 at both divisions, 68 and 175.
He was last in line. Turkey was about to do him a favor once the trilogy was done between Bivol and Betterbeef.
He can't do him a favor. He is the interim champ up there at 175. Dimitri Bivol and them, they either going to have to fight Benvidez or drop the belt.
You don't even know what you're talking about. Benvidez is the WBC full champion right now. He ain't no interim champion. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
So that makes it even, that proves my point even more. Bivol's not trying to fight David Benvidez right now. What are you talking about? Bro, David Benvidez is literally trying to fight Bivol right now. Bivol don't want the fight. Since Mister, you don't know what you talking about.
What did Bivol have going on before David even moved up? What Bivol got going on?
They was fighting for undisputed. What are you talking about?
Okay. Do they not have a trilogy lined up?
Do they?
Do they?
They obviously.
Or is that a rumor? That's not nothing they solidified.
It ain't no rumor, man. It ain't no rumor. We know what it
How
is.
you know that ain't no rumor? Prove it.
Better didn't even want to fight after that fight.
Hey, regardless.
If it's not if it's not a rumor, prove what you just said.
Hold up.
Who announced the trilogy fight?
Even listen.
Oh, you just say that you don't. Just say it's a rumor, bro. Just say you don't know for sure. That's what you think.
You didn't even know he was a champion, so we know you don't know much. But regardless,
but you can't even answer the question.
He's last in line. He's last in line. By the order
he's first in line to fight Bivol right now.
Last in line. Regardless, no, he is not.
He said Turkey got him set up though. He said Turkey was gonna set him up for something though.
By the order, the IBF would be next. What's the nigga name? Eifert. I forget his first name. But Eifert for the
But that ain't got nothing to do with David Benvidez wanting to unify if he can't do it because Bivol got mandatories or whatever, and unifications trump mandatories anyway. So his mandatory wouldn't mean nothing, Mister. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You are not in line.
Unification. You just told me he the full champ. Hey, y'all, I want you to understand people don't listen to the things they say. You just told me he the full-time champ in the WBC. So whether the guy had a mandatory or not, unifications would trump that.
But hold on.
Because of David Benvidez.
Hold on. Question.
Trilogy in place. There's already a trilogy in place.
Hold on. Didn't David Benvidez become the WBC champion because Bivol gave up the title?
Bivol dropped the belt. Yes, because he had a trilogy lined up.
Why did he drop the belt?
Hold on. Don't get it. Don't try to insinuate.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, brother.
Scared of this, man. Hold on. Don't try to, because Bivol already done did what Benvidez trying to do. Bivol done been there and done that. He done undisputed. He done beat Canelo.
Why he dropped the title?
What they got to do with going further? So he get to retire now and just say because he ain't got to fight nobody else now?
Listen. It took Bivol years for the WBA to elevate him from a regular title. Bivol would have never got these opportunities if it went for Turkey. So I expect him to continue to be loyal to Turkey. And that just meant dropping the WBC title and giving Better Be Evil trilogy.
But hold on, bro. Bro, you the same dude. Hold on, real quick. You the same dude. You
don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, but you the same dude that'll argue about. Hold on, you the same dude that'll argue about Gervonta Davis not going over there to rehab because he's loyal to Al Heyman and say that that's an issue. But then be okay with this.
It ain't no issue.
No, it was an issue for you before.
This is what the problem is. We know with Turkey Al-Sheikh, them fights gonna get made. It ain't no amount of money over there that you can ask for that's gonna stop a fight from getting made. If you don't want the fight, it's gonna, if the fights don't get made, it's because the fighters don't want to fight. It's that period point blank. He done made it so easy to get these fights now. So Tank, he gonna be loyal to Al Heyman. I ain't knocking it, but you can't expect, especially after what just happened with Lamont, you can't expect Shakur to go over there and want to do business with y'all after what just happened with Lamont.
What do that got to do with Gervonta Davis?
What does that got to do with PBC?
Shakur Stevenson is on the undercard. What are you talking about?
Why we criticizing Tank? Hold up, shut up, side character. I'm talking to Greg right now. Greg, why did you bring up Tank, right? Because you know we want Shakur to fight Tank, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you the bullshit.
Okay, but hold on.
Shakur's the B-side. He don't get to choose that. Who the hell is Shakur Stevenson to determine where they gonna fight at?
Let him finish.
If Tank went over, hold up, Greg. Let me ask you a question. This is a valid question, bro. If Tank went over there to Turkey Al-Sheikh, said he ready to fight Shakur Stevenson, would that fight not get made?
It's no guarantee.
It depends.
It's a guarantee.
If Shakur Stevenson went to PBC, would that fight get made?
If it's a guarantee, if it's a guarantee, hold on. If it's a guarantee, why haven't we seen Boots versus Terence Crawford? Because Turkey said he wanted to make that fight. Why did we see Boots? Why did we see? Hold on. Why did we see Boots versus T.O.?
Bro,
If they guaranteed.
Hold on, Greg.
What I
You
just
gonna
said,
sit here?
Greg,
Wait, hold on.
explained it.
Would you tell
If
me
Turkey
that
step in and say, I want this
Boots is
fight,
gonna sell
it's
more
up
than
to the
Bud?
fighters. The fighters don't want the fight at the end of the day. If the fight
But
don't get made.
the point
I
he's
just said
making is
that.
that fights are guaranteed when you go over there to them, and it's not.
Yes. If
Well,
they don't
Pink
get
said,
made,
you know
it's because
Shakur
the
not going to
fighters
say
didn't
no
want
to the
get
fight.
made.
Come on.
That's what
Of course they going to fight.
Boots didn't want to fight T.O.
He was about to say no to another fight because Turkey wasn't paying him the right amount of money.
You ran from my question, though. You ran from my question.
What is your question?
Cross that street and come over there and talk to Turkey. Would that fight be up if he was ready to talk to Turkey, though? We know
there is
Turkey
there is no guarantee. I don't think there's a guarantee. And on top of it, hold up, I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta jump to a super chat, man. Hold up. We got HLD hits with the $5 Booty Bud fans are going to need an antidepressant on September 14 when they realize even Berlanga fought better than Bud by lasting 12 rounds and not getting knocked the fuck out. And then Jab Queen hit it with the $5. Turkey got so much money is why he's charging for press conferences. Ooh,
yep.
Hey,
how much he charging?
I think it's $75, something like that.
Send us that pillowcase he was sleeping on
to go to the press
conference. And y'all, you want to know why that don't make no sense? Because the only person getting paid more than Javante from rehab season and all of that stuff is Canelo. Javante don't need Turkey.
He's not gonna see a penny.
But
Javante do not need Turkey.
Saying that, but
you're not gonna see the money.
My thing is,
what you don't know? What part of what I just said is not the truth? What you don't know?
Here's the thing, Dean. If Javante making all this money, he made $30 million supposedly around, which I don't believe.
It ain't no supposed.
If he made all of that money, no. If he made all that money, why are these rumors going around him fighting Jake Paul? Now it could be a rumor,
bro.
Man, are you nuts,
bro? Come on,
are you nuts?
So that's just all fake.
Come on, bro. Come on. I'm not even entertaining that, bro. Stop talking to me about no damn Jake Paul,
so what if
bro.
the fight happened? If it happened, why would he do that if he making all this money? Why would he ruin his reputation making all that? I'm just saying, Dean.
Man, you got
I'm not entertaining that. I'm not entertaining Gervonta Davis fighting a guy who is 220 pounds. I'm not entertaining that.
I hope not.
Yeah, so even if that was the case, the reason why he would do it is the same reason why Canelo Alvarez would be willing to go up or fight Terence Crawford and possibly lose his legacy. Dollars.
That's a real fighter, though, Greg.
So what? So what?
Let me say
Jake Paul's not a real fighter. He's a gimmick.
So what?
If you're a real fighter, you don't go up there fighting no gimmick fighters in the middle of your career.
If you got a name, go ahead.
No, I want to ask Terrence this question. So is Mike Tyson a gimmick? What about Muhammad Ali? Was they gimmicks?
They're gimmicks now. Yeah, you fight the gimmick fighter. Yeah, but your career is over.
No. I don't mind. No. He's talking about participation in WWE, which could have actually damaged their reputation. That's what he's talking about.
They're just joking around in WWE, bro. I'm talking about you fighting somebody.
Muhammad Ali 4 exhibitions in his prime, Terrence.
Who did he fight in his exhibition?
I forget who the exhibition guy was. I don't care about that. I do know that he was doing it, though.
Exhibitions in your prime.
Well, to me, that said he shouldn't have been doing it.
Now,
to me, that ruined your reputation fighting some exhibition dude.
Hey, Terrence, Muhammad Ali fought exhibition fights when he couldn't get the real fights at that time. So yes.
Okay, so he couldn't get real fights. Okay, that's a difference, though. That's the difference, Dean.
When he was banned from boxing.
But okay, so
different fights can still be good fights as well.
Hey, Mr. Greg, Javante can't get fights neither because they want to duck the man and leave the weight division and lose their scale. Lose their belt on his scale.
Plenty of people want to fight him, bro.
They want to fight people in the back because their brother got beat up. He can't get the fights neither.
Tank was just chilling to the side. Everybody else fighting the Tank. Come on, man.
But what's true is about all of boxing right now. All of these fighters who got a little bit of name are trying to position themselves, including Terrence, to get the big bag as fast as they can and as simple as they can. That's what has happened throughout boxing, period.
Yeah.
They're all trying to get there. And that's why it's taking so much longer to make fights, because everybody's trying to get in position to get the big fight right now and then get positioned again. And it usually takes a year and a half. But all of them are doing it.
Let me
Hey, hold on. Before you do that, I got to read a super chat and then a clarification. I am your leader. Hit us with the $5. Fury and Usyk, both turkey fighter, made the top 10 Forbes list. Tank is not on the list. He's never made the list. And then just a point of clarification, Muhammad Ali was banned from 1967 to 1970. In 1976, he had a fight against Antonio Inoki. So not all of his fights were during the time he was banned.
Okay.
But he's had them.
He had those.
Yeah, that's not even a point. And the Forbes list thing, that's the part people don't know about Forbes who put that up. You gotta be willing to let them know your income stuff. Gervonta already addressed that. In case the person who said that, he already addressed that. So that doesn't even matter.
Mr.
Floyd Mayweather, there have been plenty of times, even Floyd used to talk about not being on the Forbes list, and he was richer than all of those guys.
Yeah, but Mayweather be capping too. We don't know how much money Mayweather got. All these people, we don't know how much money they got, bro.
That's the point, Terrence, because when you go to Forbes, you gotta tell them. You gotta be willing to give that information out. Tank barely talk. You think he gonna tell Forbes? Yeah, go ahead and
no. So much about this man money.
Oh, Greg. Leonard also fought the exhibition fight on the cruise ship while he was still active. I just thought about that.
Yeah. So it's not. Exactly.
Let me ask you a question. You the most level-headed person here. Let me ask you a question.
No, I am. Go ahead.
Turkey Al-Sheikh, let me ask you, based on Turkey Al-Sheikh time in the game so far, from the end of 2023 to now, everything he done did in the sport, every fight he done made in the sport. If Tank went to talk to him today and said he was ready to fight Shakur Stevenson, do you think that fight gets made? Forget the money, forget A side, B side. Do you think that fight gets made?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Gregory Quarterbomb.
Oh, if say it again, because I thought you was talking to Greg.
If Tank, based on everything you done seen Turkey Al-Sheikh do, all the fights he done made, if Tank was to go over there and say, I'm ready to do business with you, Mr. Al-Sheikh, I'm ready to make this fight with Shakur Stevenson, do you think Turkey Al-Sheikh would deliver that fight? Forget all the A side, B side stuff. Forget all the money. That ain't none of our business. But do you think he would deliver that fight?
But see, that's an easy question, because I would say it's always the possibility. If Tank's going over there, he's ready to do business. Is Shakur ready to do business with Turkey Al-Sheikh to fight Tank? Both parties got to be in agreement with that. So that's all it is both parties saying yes and the money being right. That's true no matter where we place at.
But guess what, Mr. Greg? Only one of them about to be a free agent and can actually go get the fight, though.
Right. Yes. I get that part, but I'm saying both of them have to be in agreement they can do it.
And in this particular situation, Al Heyman needs to be in agreement with going over there and doing business with Turkey Al-Sheikh, which they've already been doing business, so they would do it. See, let me tell you something. This dude right here hate his own kind. This one right here. He talking about tribalism. This guy right here on the phone, he hate his own kind.
I support black business.
And you hate every fighter that's associated with PBC. That's why he hates David Benvidez.
I had to call Earl directly. Did he not tell Earl? Did he not call Earl directly to make that fight?
Man, so why Shakur Stevenson not doing that then, sir? Then Shakur Stevenson should try to do the same thing, don't you think?
I'm gonna answer your question.
That hit big brother. That hit big brother.
Tank got handlers, and his head is so far up Al Heyman's ass.
Oh, so how do you? Okay.
No, hold on, y'all. I can prove it. Hold on. I can prove what he just said is a lie. Because Keyshawn Davis got on Top Rank a few months ago, and he said that he was talking to Gervonta Davis directly about setting up a fight in negotiations. And Shakur is his brother, so Keyshawn Davis can get in touch with Gervonta Davis behind the scenes. Keyshawn words. Tank ain't come out here and say that. So Keyshawn could get in touch with Tank behind the scenes, but his best friend is Shakur Stevenson can, who known Tank longer than Keyshawn Davis.
Do we DM him? Or do we
Can you answer the question, bro?
Do we need to show up the fight? What was the question?
Bro, can you end? Don't deflect what I said. What I just told you was a fact. Keyshawn Davis said. Keyshawn Davis, hold on, brother. Keyshawn Davis said that he reached out to Gervonta Davis directly behind the scenes because I guess Keyshawn already knew about this top rank. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother.
What point is that?
Come on.
So when he went up there, and I guess Keyshawn already knew about Top Rank trying to do business with PBC, he volunteered that information. So my question is to you, if Keyshawn and Terence Crawford can do it, why can't Shakur Stevenson do it, who's on undercards?
Terence Crawford didn't do business with Tank. You said Keyshawn did.
He did business with the PBC. He reached out to fight a PBC fighter is what I'm saying.
So you said, okay, Keyshawn how did Keyshawn reach out to him again?
Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why does it matter the medium in which he did it?
Shakur tweeted at that nigga for a whole summer and couldn't get a fight.
So why he ain't DM?
Tweeting in public. Tweeting is public is tweet. No, dude. That's not how fights get made, brother.
But
no, hold on. You got it. Hold on, man, bro, hold on. You can't reference the fact that Terence Crawford dialed Spence directly behind the scene to make a fight, and then try to compare that to. No. We just let you talk. No, but you just brought it up.
He said Tank. He said.
No, you brought up Terence Crawford calling Errol Spence.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. And we're saying, why can't Shakur Stevenson do that? He just brought up that Keyshawn did it, and you made an excuse talking about a guy tweeting as trying to get a fight. That's not the same thing.
So Keyshawn did it right. And Keyshawn still ain't got the fight. So what?
Because he just lost his belt on the scale. That's why.
Keyshawn, hold on. This was something recent. Hold on. This
wasn't 2 years ago.
This was recent.
You talking about Cigar Talk? You talking about what he said on Cigar Talk?
No, he said this on a fight on Top Rank. When they was interviewing on Top Rank, it was a Top Rank card. He said this on ESPN, brother.
Okay, so he hit up Tank the right way, right? What was the result of that? Did he get the fight? Don't tell me he ain't got no belt no more.
This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Hold on, bro. Do you listen? When Keyshawn was saying this, he was promoting his fight that he had at the moment. So we don't know that part because he didn't even defend the belt. He didn't even get to that point to fight him.
Are you saying he was clout chasing? I know y'all like to use that word.
Of course, I think he was clout chasing.
You making up stuff now, brother. Like the whole point of this. The whole point of this was to hit him up directly. Now you're talking about the outcome of it. Now you said he should do. You said Tank should do this. You said Tank should do this, and we're saying that's fine. But there should be no. We're talking about Shakur Stevenson's ability to do it. Fuck what the result was. He hasn't done it.
How do we know Shakur?
They both won their fights. Tank still had a rematch
because we know every motherfucking thing that goes on in Shakur's life. We know when he's sad. We know when he's tired. We know when he wants motivation because he tweets it. He tweets all of it.
Hold on, bro. Since you want to defend it so much, why Shakur Stevenson ain't never tweet, "Hey, y'all, I reached out to Gervonta Davis directly and he ducked me."
Because he didn't do it.
He ain't never said that.
Because he won't do it. Because it ain't never happened.
Bro, he probably sent this man 100 tweets. But he gotta send us.
Bro, yo, bro, do you know how Twitter works? You can DM somebody. You ain't gotta tweet them and broadcast it, sir.
I'm gonna tell you something. You don't even have to, guys. You don't even have to DM. These coaches know each other. These fighters can get in contact with each other. You don't need a DM.
Up with Gervonta Davis. He know how to get in touch with Coach Kenny directly.
I rock with it. I rock with Keyshawn hitting him up the right way. But my point is, I hear
what you're saying. So why Shakur ain't do it? We just, bro, can you get to why Shakur don't got to do it?
Nothing came out of that. That's what I'm telling you. Nothing came
it didn't come
It was 3 weeks ago.
What you mean?
It was 3 weeks. Dude, fights don't get made in a day. They don't get made in a week. They don't get made in 2 weeks.
Look at the hoop.
Now you talking about everything Shakur got to go through. He ain't got to answer. Just stop. Everybody can tell he doesn't have an answer. Yeah, leave it there. He doesn't have an answer.
I had a good time.
Y'all about to get up out of here too, y'all.
All right,
I
team,
appreciate y'all.
All right, Mr. Grant.
I'll see you
And I
next
think we're
time.
gonna end it. All right, sounds good.
Let me come on.
Y'all be safe.
Oh, thank you all. We're gonna go ahead and end the show. As a matter of fact, I said because it's already getting late. Appreciate you, ASVP TV, for calling in. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this show because it's about that time, Jay. It's already 7 o'clock. We appreciate everybody that joined. We appreciate the 151 people that are in the building still. Please make sure you smash the like button before you leave so other people can find this content. And thank you for everybody that contributed to the channel today. Let me see if I can bring up those names real quick. So super chats, we had Jab Queen with $2. Shakur was free agent when PBC reached out. I am your leader, Fury. So we read that one. Jab Queen hit us up. HLD. Yeah, I think I got the last one. Pork Chop, Father and Son, 2 Cents Boxing, Gregory Quattlebaum hit us up. Here for Boxing hit us up. Adrian hit us up, and then Creo, the Traveler, hit us up. We appreciate the support. We will catch you guys this coming up week with content. We already got video concepts up and ready to go. We just got to record them. So yeah, we will see you guys during the week in our live stream next week. Later.